is a special presentation of ESPN on ABC.
The small town of Watkins, Glen, New York claims to have something special at every turn. Well, this afternoon there are 574 turns, and today the Nationwide Series title contenders will not only have to contend with champions and road course ringers from all corners of the world, but they'll have to contend with their own inexperience. Now, sure, Elliott Sadler has done this road course thing 31 times in his career, but he's never won. And he's not alone. The top four title contenders are a combined 0 for 17 in Nationwide Series races that require turning both left and right. And that is exactly what we will do this afternoon. My friends, welcome to Watkins, Glen, New York, and the 7-turn, nearly 2.5-mile road course. And of course, welcome to NASCAR Nationwide Series Countdown. A beautiful day for racing. Look who is back, by the way. Carl Edwards. For the first time this season, he's making a Nationwide Series start. He's a two-time road course winner in this series at Road America in Montreal. Today, he will start second. 6 races here have been won from pole, including 2 straight. Translation, advantage Sam Hornish Jr. Carl Edwards, 6 of the last 9 here have been won from the front row. And when we last saw Danica Patrick on a road course, she was a threat to win the race. But in Road America, Patrick starting 10th. She starts 23rd. To the fans in the stands who have so graciously painted their chests with her name, they don't seem to care. Personally, I have no wins at Watkins Glen or any other road course. That is because, at least I'd like to think, I have never tried. Hi, hello. Welcome to the ESPN Pit Studio. I'm Nicole Briscoe, the big man on the end. He has 4 wins, actually inside a car. Yes, it can happen. 3 as an owner at this very track. But the guy over here, Rusty Wallace, actually have wins. You have wins that count.
Yes. Well, I appreciate that a lot.
Pretty good here.
You have 2 at this track, 6 overall. If you are looking for a road course, like a super speedway of road courses, this is it. This place is awesome, and people say this is my favorite track.
Yeah, this is a really, really fast racetrack, and what you see throughout the day is the better car comes to the front. If you can keep it together, not knock the fenders off of it, keep it out of the gravel, you'll have an opportunity to win this race if that race car is under you at the end of the day. That last race, if there is one, is always dramatic because it's no give, no take. It's just get all you can whenever that flag falls.
Restarts are dramatic. Do you remember last weekend in Pocono? That doesn't happen. Why don't you take us for a lap around this place?
Let's do it. I love this racetrack. It's awful fast, but I think we should start off right at the start-finish line here at Watkins Glen, New York. As we leave the start-finish line, we get down to the turn 1, one of the best passing areas at all, right into turn 1. You see him getting down in there, you outbrake a car, but you can have problems down there, too. You can wheel hop, slide off the racetrack, but we can constantly see problems in this corner. See Carl Edwards getting off course, getting back on the track right there, but we'll see a lot of that today. But then you leave turn 1 and go towards S.
Yes, you get down towards the S's. Another great opportunity, Rusty, to pass. You want to get to the inside on both sides of the S's. The car on the inside has the definite advantage. The one on the outside, just like you see here, you're out to lunch. If you're too wide getting through the S's, you lose a lot of time. You also lose a lot of track position.
I'll tell you, the inner loop is a tough part. There's no doubt about that, getting through that part of the racetrack, Brad. But no, another part of the racetrack that's awful good is get into turn 5, off of turn 5, up to turn 6. You see, this is an area where you can make a lot of passes too, but you can also get off the course there, and you see on the left-hand side, they paved this area here. You see Kyle Busch get off, see Mike Wallace spin it around. Before that was a big gravel trap, and it was a disaster. If you got off there, you were in big trouble. You leave turn 7 and down to start-finish line, and that's the lap around Watkins Glen, one of my favorite road courses of all. I've won 6 of them. This is probably my favorite.
Well, they have made some changes at this particular track, in part because of what happened the last time we were here in the Sprint Cup Series. Last lap, David Reagan, David Rudiman.
Yeah, David Reagan obviously gets into the wall hard, comes back across, collects David Rudiman. Vicious impact to that inner barrier wall there, which is solid steel. Both of those guys walked away from this incident, but we learned a lot when we saw that.
So changes. The top of the screen is what it used to look like. The bottom of the screen, obviously, marked with 2 2012 is what it looks like now.
Yeah, really focus on the top of the screen and the bottom of the screen. You see on the very top, there's a lot of grass off the right-hand side, and the guys would get into turn one. A lot of them would lose it, get off on that pavement, and as they try to get back on, Nicole, they would run through that grass, have a lot of crashes. So NASCAR came in on the bottom part of the screen there now, put that extra pavement in, open up that guardrail, move that guardrail on the bottom to the right, farther yet, gave the drivers a lot more room to make mistakes and not crash and not have a problem. So, Brad, my eyes, a really good move from NASCAR.
Absolutely excellent move by NASCAR.
We hit on the Nationwide Series title contenders a bit at the top of the show. Obviously, we talked about Sam Hornish Jr. He's fourth in points, 34 back. He is the pole sitter today. But our Nationwide Series title contenders, those four drivers, Sam Hornish Jr., Sadler, Stenhouse, and Dillon, they are combined 0-4-17 in Nationwide Series races on the road courses. They have combined for just two top five finishes. So obviously this is not their strength. So what is your mentality? What is your strategy? How do you play this race out if you were fighting for a championship?
I will tell you one thing, Nicole. I mean, every time you come to a road course, another opportunity for you. If somebody tells you you can't get it done, I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to work at proving them wrong. And for Elliott Sadler, he's the guy that can at right now to really turn the ship around. I've watched Elliott run out there in Sears Point out in California in a Cup car. Did amazingly good. He just won last week in Iowa. He's got a lot of momentum on his side right now. I think it could turn. I think Elliott can win this race today for a couple reasons. He's got more experience than the rest of them, and also he's in a really good car right now, fast race car. Don't be surprised if Elliott Sadler wins this thing today.
Oh, I do want to point out Austin Dillon. So Sam Hornish Jr. qualified first, Sadler 7th, and Stenhouse 10th. Austin Dillon 30th.
Yeah, and I'm a little concerned about that simply because he's only 8 points out of the lead championship-wise. He's starting 30th, and the one thing you have to have on road courses is patience. You have to be patient throughout the day, and he's got a great race car. Let that race car take you where it will. If he shows any impatience, gets off the racetrack, gets into someone, this could ruin his championship aspirations. Very precarious position he's put himself in by qualifying back there.
Because it's not just Watkins Glen this week. It's another road course next week when they're in Montreal.
Tough spot to be
There's really only one thing he needs to do today to have a good result, guys. And believe it or not, as simple as this sounds, you just got to stay on the racetrack.
You're right.
I mean, if these guys try to overcharge turn 1 to get off, overcharge turn 6 and get off the track, it creates big problems. If the kid can simply stay on the racetrack and put a good run together, he is going to finish much better than another people might think
because he's got a great car as well. You know that.
For you race fans at home, check this out, NASCAR.com/RaceBuddy to watch coverage live from Watkins Glen. And when we come back, in the Sprint Cup Series, road course ringers don't really have an advantage. That doesn't seem to be the case in this series. And we will tell you why when we come back. Plus, we'll tell you who these guys like to make the win today. You might be surprised by at least Brad's pick. We'll explain coming up in just a few. Don't go away.
Surprised by whatever I say.
Keep us guessing. Back to the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. Watkins Glen is on the southern tip of Seneca Lake. Now, it rained quite a bit yesterday up here, but the weather has cleared out, and you could not ask for a more perfect day at the racetrack. Brad, your favorite part of the show, coverage of Major League Baseball continues tomorrow and Monday on ESPN and ESPN2. Take it away.
Here we go. Tomorrow on ESPN, it's an NL East showdown as my favorite team, the Braves, former Dale Murphy fan, and Chipper Jones head to Citi Field to face David Wright and the Mets at 8. Then Monday night on ESPN2, two of the best teams in the American League go head-to-head with Josh the Hammer Hamilton and the Rangers visit the Bronx to start Game 4 and have a 4-game series against Derek Jeter and the Yankees. All at 7 o'clock. Sports Center to be seen in Dallas and the New York markets. And now, Sunday night, baseball presented by Taco Bell.
And now we have to go green because you took forever to do that. There are a few ringers in the field today. Ron Fellers, he's a 4-time Nation Series road course winner, 3 of them at this very track. Miguel Paludo, a 2-time GT3 champion in Brazil in the Porsche class. And by the way, that 30 car that he's in is the car that Nelson Piquet took to victory lane at Road America. And there are 7 Sprint Cup Series drivers in the field, which is kind of an interesting thing because in the Sprint Cup Series, the ringers don't necessarily have a big impact. That is not the case in this series.
Yeah, because in this series, we don't have the depth. We don't have the experience that they have at the next level. The guys are just all tremendous racers. So the field isn't as deep, so these road course ringers come in and have a dramatic impact on the outcome of a lot of these races, as you see with Ron Fellows over the past several seasons.
And talk about Ron Fellows is the guy that gets it done of all the ringers. He's really good out here. But with 7 Cup regulars in the field today, gosh, you just got to believe that one of them is going to win, the Cup guys. I mean, they are really, really fast. You see Carl Edwards out there. He's back. He's good. I think a Cup regular is probably going to win this thing.
Before we talk more about Carl Edwards, I do want to point something out, because we do talk a lot about the ringers and how good they are. Ironically, the best qualifying ringer is Paludo in 14th.
Yeah, none of them qualified extremely well, but they race so well. They're so smart. They have strategies. They work their way towards the front and become a factor.
So Carl Edwards, he's back, making his first Nationwide Series start since we saw him in Miami last season. What do we think? He's back.
Well, he is back, and he's excited. He's back because he wants to get more experience. Look, there's no problem. I mean, we all know that he's really been struggling in a Cup Series today. I mean, this year. We've talked to him last week, Carl, we did at Pocono. He said, I'm going to run Watkins because I just want the extra experience on a road course. Plus, the guys found me a sponsor for that race. So he's got a great car, a good sponsor, and he looks at this as just a little extra experience for tomorrow's big race.
Danica Patrick was very strong in the race at Road America until she was taken out by Jacques Villeneuve. Tony Eury Jr. this weekend has challenged Danica to not take any you-know-what out there today.
Well, I've never seen her take any. I think she's a very aggressive race car driver. She holds her own. Jacques Villeneuve did run over, last time out on the road course, but I'm not concerned about that. I want Danica, just like Rusty says, to stay on the racetrack throughout the day, make the laps, and if she does that, she'll give herself an opportunity to get another good, solid finish.
She is in a bit of a hole. Austin Dillon, we said he starts 30th. Danica starts 23rd. She may have to use some strategy to get to the front.
I think she will, and the problem, you just mentioned it right there. She started 10th at Road American, had a great race, got up to the front, but she's 23rd now. She's way in the back, and that is tough. This is a much different course than she ran at Road America. This track is faster. It's mostly all right-hand turns, so she's got more of a challenge here than she had at Road America, in my opinion.
She has been here in an Indy car, though, in the past, so she does have some experience. Okay, big question, most important one of the day. Who do you like?
I like Carl Edwards. He's back. I think Carl's going to be strong. He won at Montreal. He won over there at Road America. Every time he gets in a Nationwide car, he's bullet fast. My pick, Carl Edwards.
For me, it's going to be Paul Menard. It's time for him to get back to victory lane. He is a super road racer. He's got a lot of talent and ability on these road courses. I think Paul Menard goes to victory lane today.
Real quick note for you. Kyle Busch qualified 5th, but he's going to the back. They had to change the oil tank in the car, so 5th to the back of the field. And when we come back, no messing around today. None whatsoever. Marty Reed, Andy Petrie, and Dale Jarrett will get us ready to go racing here in Watkins Glen.
Let's do it. Let's go racing. What a beautiful day to go racing.
Carl Edwards starting up front alongside Sam Hornish Jr. That is your front row, and they will go green for 82 laps in just a few minutes.
On those subway sounds.
It's absolutely a picture-perfect day here at Watkins Glen International Raceway. As you can see, we are going to have a great crowd on hand as we are getting ready to send it down trackside. The cars in line, crews getting ready for the opening ceremonies under absolutely perfect conditions. So let's get this show on the road and let's send it down for the opening ceremonies here at Watkins Glen.
Ladies and gentlemen, remain standing as the VFW Post 2936 presents our nation's colors. And now here's Reverend David Fife of Bentley Creek Wesleyan Church offering today's invocation.
Let us pray. Lord God, we approach your throne grateful for another opportunity to run the Zippo 200 here at Watkins Glen International. We ask your blessing upon this race, O Lord, with your hand of protection upon each driver, course worker, and crew member. Grant us a safe race, O God, and help us to remember that all good things come from you. Amen.
And now, here to perform our national anthem, please welcome 2008 American Idol winner and platinum recording artist, David Cook.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the so gallantly streaming, and the rockets are wrangling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was here. Oh, sing does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fireworks all around the 7 turns at Watkins Glen International as the drivers get ready to strap in. And as we come topside, along with Andy Petrie, Dale Jarrett, Marty Reed, glad that you could join us. Yesterday, we got very little practice. Most teams somewhere between 10 and 13 laps, and only half of those in dry conditions. And the lack of track time didn't show its disparity because it didn't matter whether you had experience or inexperience. There were guys that were hurt.
Yeah, and one I'm going to look at is Ron Fellows, who is an excellent road racer, past winner here. Didn't get much time in the race car, though, and I don't care how good you are. You need that rhythm and feel for what your race car needs. They may have to make some changes and take some time under a pit stop today to make some changes that Ron needs to get this car to the front.
And one of the championship contenders, young Austin Dillon, he needed that track time. He lost all of that yesterday, like you said. He really needed it today. He's going to start deep in the field because he didn't get a good qualifying lap. One thing he's done good this year, though, he's kept his car out of trouble, and he's able to go forward during the race. If he could just stay on the track and not get his car torn up, he'll still come out here with a good finish, but he needs to really be careful.
Well, Nicole and the crew pointed out that none of the 4 championship contenders have a win, but this is still one of those races that's very critical. We have 2 road courses back to back.
Yeah, we really do. And so now it's turned into an opportunity for one, the one that's in 4, Sam Hornish, on the pole, is now looking, hey, this might be a chance for me to go to victory lane, gain a lot of points. Elliott Sadler on the other side of it, I think that he's looking at his contenders there and said, okay, I just need a solid day. Let's stay on the track and get a top 10 finish and get out of here.
Yeah, but there's a lot of heavy hitters they're going to have to outrun in this race if they're going to get to victory lane. I mean, you've got these guys like Edwards up front, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch. Those are some guys that are going to be really hard to beat here. You see Casey Kane, how many times he's won in this series. It's going to be a really tough road for those regulars to beat these guys.
Yeah, the first and third all-time career winners in this field, in Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards, and then you throw in Brad Joey and Casey Kane. That is a formidable challenge for everybody. On board with Carl Edwards, of course, he's going to be our in-race reporter, but let's get these guys ready to go, and we'll be back with the start of this race right after this.
ESPN's coverage of the NASCAR Nationwide Series on ABC. Brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side.
Beautiful view from high above as we look down on Watkins Glen and the 43 cars that are going to take the green flag in just a matter of moments. In fact, we're getting word that it's time to go trackside to get the command to start this race. Let's do it now.
Fans, it's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Here to give command, please welcome our Grand Marshal, 2008 American Idol winner and platinum recording artist, David Cook.
Drivers, start your engines!
We all right, Josh? Yeah, I got that. All right, here it counts.
So the engines have come to life, and in a matter of moments they'll be pulling away, heading out of pit out, down through turn 1, up through the S's, and through this 2.45 mile layout here at Watkins Glen International. Our in-race reporter today is that man right there, making his return to the Nationwide Series. It's his first race back this year. And of course, we just showed you about the 37 wins that he has in his career, 3rd on the all-time list, and 2 of those were on the road courses, and this was spectacular. That was Montreal on the very last corner of the very last lap, and we'll talk to Carl Edwards when we come back.
It's fitting that Watkins Glen is surrounded by nature. because it's the home of NASCAR's natural selection. If you want to win a championship, mastering the art of road racing isn't merely a nuisance, it's a necessity.
There was a time when it was just a matter of survival if you were in a championship chase on the road courses. Now you've got to make some hay while the sun is shining. As you can see, 34 points separate the top 4 in the championship chase. And those are 4 of our top stories. Let's check in with Dave Burns first.
Well, Marty Elliott Sadler has raced at Watkins Glen 15 times in NASCAR competition. He's finished as high as 7th. He's finished as low as last. He cannot afford last today. If he can't win, his crew has a responsibility to keep him as competitive as possible and try to hang on to the points lead he has. That means keep the car drivable and get those fuel mileage calculations accurate. Mike Massaro?
The man directly behind Sadler in the standings is Austin Dillon. Looking ahead at the next 2 races on the schedule, both road course events, his crew chief Danny Stockman says this stretch could make or break their championship run. He knows his driver, Dillon, has much less road course racing experience than Sadler. The goal today, side and maintain pace. They do have a lot of work to do, however, as Dillon rolls off 30th this afternoon. Vince Welch.
Third in the point standings is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He and his crew chief Mike Kelly vow that things will be different this year. A year ago, you'll remember they came into this race as the points leader, decided they were going to go for a conservative approach, spun early, ended up 15th. That philosophy backfired. They say things are going to be different today. They're going to go for it. They know they're not as good on the road courses as Elliott Sadler, the points leader, so they might have to gamble a little bit. Ricky says he'll be more aggressive, and Mike says the strategy will too. Doc?
Well, sitting 4th in the points, our pole sitter today, Sam Hornish Jr. And the reason he's done so well, according to crew chief Chad Walter, is that Sam has learned the importance of patience and consistency. He said, well, consistency is simply this. We've had 8 consecutive top 10 finishes, including a 2nd and 3rd the last 2 weeks. As far as patience is concerned, he said, Sam has learned the difference between pacing, which means taking care of your transmission, brakes, and equipment, and racing, which is important today. So hopefully Sam knows when to do which this afternoon. Alan?
Thank you, Doctor. Let's check our onboard cameras today, as we've got quite a few to show you. As Elliott Sadler will have our Goodyear onboard camera. Austin Dillon with the Nationwide Insurance onboard. Ron Fellows on the Chevy onboard. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with our forward EcoBoost camera. Danica Patrick, of course, sponsored by GoDaddy.com with her on board. Our pole sitter, Sam Hornish Jr. with the Dodge on board. Casey Kane, fresh from Florida Gulf Seafood on board. And our in-race reporter, Carl Edwards, the Subway onboard camera. Taking a look at Carl's nationwide career on the road courses. We talked about the fact he has got a total of 2 wins, Montreal and Road America in 09 and 10 respectively. His average finished 12.9. He's our in-race reporter. Let's talk to him, DJ.
Hey, Carl, Dale Jarrett, the SPN. You with us?
Maybe we get Randy on that or somebody else. We need to get that done.
Hey, Carl, Dale Jarrett, you with us?
Gotcha, Dale.
Hey, Carl, welcome back to the Nationwide Series, and thanks for talking with us today. Hey, I know right now you've only got 1 car that you have to pass, but with these Nationwide cars and the lack of horsepower there, where do you look as your best opportunities to make passes today?
It's a good question. I don't know exactly where the best opportunities will be, but there are a lot of fast race cars. And the thing that's tough today is that no one really has any practice. Those qualifying laps are really the only practice we got on a dry track. But first thing, I got to say happy birthday to my brother. It's my brother's birthday. He's a great brother, and I love him. And I got to thank Subway and everybody for being a part of this. Ford, Subway, they put this together so I could go out and have some fun, go race this racetrack that I like, and hopefully learn something for tomorrow for our Fastenal Fusion. So hope we have a good run for everybody.
Well, because you know that we like to get the questions for you from the fans, and our mailbag question comes from Tracy in Tumwater, Washington. She says, how will running the race today help you in the Cup race tomorrow?
Well, it can help a lot if I go out here and follow some of these guys, learn some things, and find some lines on the racetrack. It's not going to help me if I make any of them too mad and they're running tomorrow. That's not a good thing. But the trick is, I think, just to really pay attention, see how how the tires change, how the track changes. But most of all, it's fun, and it's a good way to get your driver up to speed.
Okay, Carl, you have a great day out there. Now, Andy's going to talk to your crew chief, Scott Grace.
All right, tell him I said hi.
Hey, Scott, Andy Petrie in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Carl said hello, by the way. But, hey, you get your big chance now as a crew chief with a great driver. Tell me how it's different in this position than, say, some of the other positions that you've held on a race team.
Most everything I've done has been as an engineer, so it's different. I mean, obviously the pressure's a little higher when you're an engineer. You're giving recommendations and direction, but as the crew chief, the ultimate call is yours. So the pressure is definitely a little bit higher in this spot.
Yeah, it is a little bit different. And one question I have for you is about the limited practice you had and those few qualifying laps. Do you have any idea about what you need to do to your car as far as adjustments today?
We built some adjustability into it, not knowing for sure what we'd have. We took a car with a setup similar to what we had last year, so we felt like we had a really good baseline. But we left a little bit of adjustability into it, and we'll see how it goes in the race, and we'll work on it from there.
Okay, let's hope you guessed right, Scott, and congratulations on your new position here. Good luck.
All right, thanks a lot.
Our over-the-wall reporter today is Chuck Efaw. He is the rear tire changer on the number 38 for Casey Kane. Chuck, want to point out to everybody at home, we're actually pitting on the opposite side than normal. Some teams make changes with the front and rear tire changers. Tell us a little bit about all that.
Yeah, a lot of teams, they try to let people stay in the same flow that they normally would through movements around the car for these races, but we just try to keep it simple, and I change tires on the rear normally, so I'll stay on the rear today. And the biggest thing is just do the fundamentals right, and the rest of the stop will take care of itself. The biggest thing, we can hurt the car on pit road more than we can really help it. Let the driver do his thing out there on pit road, and hopefully we got this leg normal tool repair pit gun tuned up and ready to go today.
We'll let you do your thing on pit road. You guys be safe down there today.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to step aside for a quick break, but when we come back, it'll be time to go green here at Watkins Glen International.
Jump right in. Let the music.
Working the final pace lap before we go green here at Watkins Glen International. We always like to check in on one of the radios before the start. How about pole sitter Sam Hornish Jr.?
Job so far this weekend, boys. I really appreciate it. Cars look good so far. Let's have a good, smooth day in the pits and take care of business like we did last week. Got to be smart. Still points racing.
So obviously Sam keeping the big picture in mind. Also a big picture for Kyle Busch. He's got to go to the rear for an adjustment after impound. Let's get the latest from Vince Welch.
Yeah, it's been a tough weekend for Kyle Busch. Had a motor change Friday after practice. Today after qualifying, they had some problems with their oil pan. Just wasn't picking up the oil the way it should. So they put in a bigger oil pan, but I just spoke with crew chief Mike Beam a moment ago. He says, I'm not convinced that was the problem, and I'm not sure we got it taken care of. That could mean trouble for Kyle Busch. Certainly some nervous folks down in the Kyle Busch camp right now.
He will officially start 41st because there's two others that are going to the rear as well. Chris Cook and Eric Curran missed the drivers' meeting. This broadcast is available in Spanish by activating your SAP button, presented by ESPN Deportes. Glad to have you all along as well. So they're coming up on turn number 6. That means only 2 more turns before we go to green flag racing. And again, all of us are wondering exactly what's going to unfold here because a lot of answers to questions have to be made.
Well, we know some drivers we're going to see up front, Andy, but strategy could play into this too.
Yeah, I mean, this is always, strategy is such a big part of this style of racing. Track being so long and it takes so long to get around it, a minute and 20 seconds basically, and there's just a lot of strategy that you can play with that. Do not lose a lap by pitting under green, even if you're pretty far back.
So as they make their way down towards the final corner, Sam Hornish Jr. and Carl Edwards will be in the front row. They come down the front straightaway, pace car pulls off, and the NASCAR Nationwide Series event, the Zippo 200 from Watkins Glen, New York, is green. Somebody loose going into the corner, locking up the brakes. It is the 20 car, and Danica Patrick is going to get into the rear of Ryan Truex.
Keep coming around, crank it up.
sorting it out down the backstretch. Sam Hornish Jr. has the lead, followed by Carl Edwards. Trying to see how much damage Danica may have on the front end of her car from that contact, but Hornish gets a good start.
I think she's got a lot of damage right there. She's going to have to get to the pit road.
Clear, clear.
Looks like water coming up on the windshield.
They were shooting for a top 10 finish today, and that looks to be in serious jeopardy right now. Boy, Sam Hornish Jr. picking up right where he left off in qualifying.
This is an area we'll see some passing and outbraking trying to be made as you get down into turn 6. Fast left-hander.
That was Miguel Paludo in the 30, taking a look on the inside. There is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with Cole Witt in the 88, and Paludo right behind him.
And that 30-car team is one that Nelson Piquet won with at Road America.
Coming down into turn 1, another high braking area downhill. You have to be careful, but an opportunity to make a pass also. Everybody pretty much staying in line right now.
You had a little glimpse there of the 19. That's Alex Popoff. He is a road course veteran in the Grand Am Series. As they come down the backstretch, heading for the inner loop. Danica has made it back to pit road. Doc.
And the issue, Marty, was the fact that the hood was bent up so far she could not see across the top of the hood. Basically couldn't see the turns, having to drive out the side window, which is awfully tough on a road course. They pounded the hood down. They're going to place bear bond on the side of the hood to try to get it to stay down and tape it down. No other significant damage other than the hood and the right front part of the nose.
Well, I don't see any water leaking out of the bottom, guys.
Well, we can see it coming up on the camera lens. It could have just been the ductwork is all deformed inside there that's making it run hot.
All right, go ahead.
And it's coming out the overflow.
Well, we'll find out.
They fixed a lot of that, though. You see how that grill opening is definitely rearranged.
And she is going to go a lap down here as she's just coming back out on the track, and here they come. Maybe she can stay on that lead lap. She's going to have to hustle, though.
Yeah, she's going to need a caution really quickly, probably, because that car's not going to drive very well. It's just very unfortunate for her.
All right, let's go back to the start and show you exactly what happened with the 20 car of Ryan Truex.
You can see he made a big move on the start, but you could kind of tell that he wasn't going to have that, and it just locked up the brakes. Looked like he had a lot of rear brake in the car.
And Danica had nowhere to go.
Two outside there, two outside. Slow down, one in the grass. Slow down, go low. Keep coming there, keep coming.
So as we pick up the action right now, it is still Sam Hornish Jr. in the lead, as there is Danica Patrick trying to stay on the lead lap, and they are catching her. Sam about 3 car lengths ahead of the 60 of Carl Edwards. In third place is Brad Keselowski. Paul Menard is 4th, and Elliott Sadler, your points leader, is in 5th. There's your race leader, Sam Hornish Jr. Your top 5. We're working lap 4 of 82 here at the Glen. Well, let's take you back to Road America. Danica Patrick, remember late in the race there, Jacques Villeneuve takes her out. She was running 5th at the time. And then we spin forward to the first lap today. Ryan Truex gets out of control, slides back up right in front of her. And Dr. Jerry Punch has reported during the break that she is headed for the garage area because, Andy, you're right, there is no water. And there she is.
Now, her last 2 laps of road racing hadn't been very good. The last lap at Road America and the first lap here. Very frustrating.
Not the day that she wanted, that's for sure. Meanwhile, out on track, there are the top 3. It is Sam Hornish Jr., followed by Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski. Then it's a bit of a gap back to Paul Menard, Joey Logano, Justin Allgaier, and Elliott Sadler, the points leader. On the track. We're being told that the 19 car, Alex Popoff, yes, thing right front damage.
Yeah, he's hit the whole right side hard.
I wonder if they're coming up through the S's. right, let's go back and listen to the 2 radio, our points leader.
My car moves around a lot on low air. My transmission's not doing too great. Need to save it. 10-4, man. Long ways to go. Just take care of it. Do what you got to do in there, buddy.
Well, that's the last thing you want to hear when you're the crew chief, is that transmission is not shifting well, especially early in this one.
So we'll keep tabs on that to see if that issue gets worse. Let's go back and show you what happened to the 19. As you can see, he's got a shredded right front now as he's trying to nurse it back to pit road. And yeah, it's through the S's.
Tire down.
Yeah, tire goes down. Obviously ran over something somewhere along the way that punctured the right front.
Popoff is running 4th at the time. Okay, so they completed just 6 of the 82 laps. If you're the crew chief, do you want to bring anybody in?
Well, just barely for that, but you never know. Some of these guys have strategies that we can't hardly calculate up here. Some of them can go a lot farther than you think on fuel. If we were to split it up from here, be about, what, 37, 38 laps to go.
Yeah.
In each one of these segments, and that'd be just about too far for anybody to do that.
Yeah, I would have thought maybe with Kyle Busch starting back in 41st that this might be an opportunity, but he's already moved to 16th, so
yeah, he'd have to give up a lot of track position to pit now if everybody stayed out.
That's passing a lot of cars on the road course in this short amount of time.
And let's point out several cars are behind the wall. Josh Wise, Jeff Green, Matt DiBenedetto, Stephen Light, and Danica Patrick all behind the wall right now. And there you can see.
I've actually heard of a couple of them that could put 38 laps. That would split it up right here, so they'd have to do it in 2 different runs.
We will wait to see if anybody does come down. We can tell you that car you saw on pit road was the number 4 of Darrell Haar. He's shown in 31st position right now.
And if you decide to come now, you would absolutely have to stick with that strategy. Then you've kind of made your bed. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't pit now and make an extra stop because there's no reason to give up any track position for that. But yeah, you'd be committed to that strategy, and it'd be really bad if you came in and figured out that your mileage wasn't as good as you'd hoped it was, and you had to make that.
Well, as you can see, all the race leaders are staying out. If anyone in the field needs an adjustment to the point where they are going to pull down pit road. And it doesn't look, saw the 54 go by as well. So all the top players pretty much in line, staying out. So we'll show you what happened one more time to the 19 car of Alex Popoff as he got real close and personal with the Armco. Well, we've only completed 7 laps in the scenic countryside of Watkins Glen. We've already had a lot of action. Ryan Truex, Danica Patrick, that's Alex Popoff. Danica's got a broken radiator, so she's behind the wall, as is several other cars. In fact, we have 35 on the lead lap. Danica in the garage area. As you can see, we've just knocked down 7 of the 82 laps here in beautiful Watkins Glen International. Let's get an update on Danica's situation. How about it, Vince?
Well, you see the crew working around the car at this point, taking care of some cosmetic damage on the front end of the car. But I just talked with Tony Uri Jr., the crew chief. The good news is no suspension damage, but as Andy had indicated, they did knock the radiator out of it, so they're going to replace the radiator to look for Danica to get back out. But obviously, difficult start to her day.
All right, Vince, thank you very much. Boy, it's not been the kind of season that I think Danica was projecting, especially after what she did last year. And 2 DNFs in 12 starts last season. You can see after 20 starts, California, Iowa, Dover, Daytona, Indianapolis. And as you heard Vince say, they will get back out here, but hopes of a top 10 finish today are gone. Stay with us. We're coming back. Tomorrow, it's the Sprint Cup's turn. 4 different winners in the last 4 races. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series from here at Watkins Glen tomorrow at noon on ESPN. Still under our first caution here. We can tell you Chris Cook is going to get the free pass, get back on the lead lap. That'll give us 35 cars on the lead lap. Let's check in on the 60 of Carl Edwards. Listen to his radio.
Seems pretty good. Seems like they beat me pretty bad in 6. It's about the only one. A little bit through the bus stop. Everywhere else we seem real good. That's where the 22 is making up his most time. Getting into 6 and off of 6, like the whole corner, in and off to the center.
Yeah, that's what 6 is a left-hander, and you really don't concentrate. Really, the one that you pick the driver done there and set your car up for all of those right-handers.
Pace car pulls down. Sam Hornish Jr. selects the driver's right inside preferred line again. They come down the front straightaway. Behind him, alongside, is Carl Edwards. Then Brad Keselowski, Menard, Logano, Allgaier. That's your top 6. Whoa, Elliott got a little loose under braking.
Edwards a little bit wide there, tried to carry a lot of speed down in there. That might cost him that second spot.
Again, Sam Hornish Jr. jumps out in front as they head up through the S's.
Keselowski did a great job on that restart to not leave a gap behind Hornish for Carl Edwards to slide into, so it kind of put Carl out of position in turn 1 and gave him the preferred line getting into turn 2. I'm talking about Keselowski.
So you've got the Dodges, the teammates, running 1-2. You see Casey Kane in the 38. First chance we've had to look at him today. He's running in the 8th position. Got somebody making a move underneath. That's Ron Fellows getting around the 11 car of Brian Scott.
Yeah, that's what makes him so good in these road races we talk about. Being able to outbrake. They just surprise you how far they can drive in there and be under control.
It's almost like stealing a spot. That's what it's like. I mean, they drive down in there so hard that you can't do anything about it.
And they don't poke that nose out there in time for you to really make a block. They do it so quickly that you're already thinking about your shifting and looking ahead, thinking that everything's okay. Oh, Keselowski sliding through.
Wow. He was out of control through that corner. Did a good job of gathering it back up.
Lost a little bit of ground to the race leader, Sam Hornish Jr., and allowed Carl Edwards to close the gap on him. And here goes Carl taking a look inside. No.
Yeah, that's what happens whenever you do that. Then you lose that spot because you don't have the angle that you need to make that first right-hander to get set up to turn the car back to the left. But it's something that Carl's just trying out. You know, can I get that spot, get outside of that driver's mirror and make him think that I'm there?
Well, the only thing that got him in that position was Keselowski trying a little more aggressively to get up the hill to get the position on Sam Hornish, maybe get the lead. I think Keselowski may have learned something from that.
Two of our top points contenders, the championship leader, the 2 of Elliott Sadler, right in front of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who right now is running 2nd in the points.
It looks like Elliott Sadler in that 2 is struggling a little bit right now. He'd gotten away from these guys on the restart there, but making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I like this camera shot. Shows you just the style that Casey Kane uses to shift, downshift and upshift. You can see he doesn't even look at the clutch. He's got his left foot on the brake. He just burps the gas just momentarily when he's on the downshift to try to match the RPMs. That's doing a really good job of shifting right there.
Let's take a look at the battle for the lead as Brad Keselowski has gotten around the 12 teammate Sam Hornish Jr.
I said Keselowski learned something last lap through there.
Yeah, it didn't take him long.
No.
Quick learner. He did that really on the difficult side to really kind of make that pass.
Let's see if he can open it up now as they head down towards turn number 6. As they come back down the front straightaway, Brad in control. Let's go back and show you exactly what happened.
Yeah, this really isn't the preferred spot. But you can see once you get there and get that spot, Sam Hornish wasn't going to contest especially his teammate in that position, but makes it difficult for you to go in and carry your speed in there. And that was just textbook.
Yeah, we see that late in the race. You see that, let's say on the last lap, you're not going to see that much give and take in that section.
Because you can send that guy, if he's going to try to pass you on that right-hand side, you can make it very difficult for him and sending him over that curbing that's there and probably out through an area that used to be some gravel right here, but it's paved now, but you'd use up a lot more racetrack.
Oh, more trouble this time for the 39 car of Matthew Bell.
This looks very similar to what we saw with the 19 car. The damage anyway.
Bell was on the lead lap running in 34th position, but boy, that car is torn up.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much debris gets out on the racetrack here. He is coming to turn 7 right now.
He's down out of the groove now, going to the pit road.
There'll be no hindrance for the race leaders as they catch him at a perfect time. And they fly on by. We've completed 13 of the 82 laps, and right now we've had one lead change. Sam Hornish Jr., our pole sitter, surrendered it to his teammate, the 22 of Brad Keselowski. Third place is Carl Edwards Jr. Then you've got Joey Logano. Oh, a little bit of action side by side here. The 88 of Cole Witt, the 11 of Brian Scott, and the 30 of Miguel Paludo.
Yeah, Brian Scott in the 11, kind of out there in no man's land as you approach and get through turn 2. If you're on that left-hand side of the racetrack, there's no grip out there to be had, but Brian did a good job of just losing the one spot.
Well, we mentioned Cole Witt. The pressure's been building on him. A lot of talk about what's going to be his future with this team. And right now, he is he had a pretty good performance here early in this race. There you see the 88.
If you look just in front of there, you see Kyle Busch. He'll be in the top 10 here and passes one more car.
You see his first 10 starts with his last 10. Fell off a little bit. Let's check in now. You mentioned the 54, and Kyle Busch has done a stellar job. Remember, he started 41st after having to go to the back of the field. You're on board with Ron Fellows looking back.
Yeah, they'd had an engine problem in practice, and they determined it was an oil tank issue and maybe a pickup issue. They didn't realize this until they'd already put another engine in and qualified. They had to change that oil tank. It was a good job now making the pass on Ron Fellows.
Yeah, you outbreak Ron Fellows getting down into that order. You've done something. Kyle's got a great car, doing a nice job with it, too.
He has. Ron has 3 wins here at the Glen, but when you find out that the last one wasn't, well, it was 2001. It's been a long time, so he'd like to get back on the win track, and let's find out more. How about it, Dave?
You're absolutely right about that. He is so glad to be here, excited to be in the race car again. He was at Road America earlier this year. The car right now, though, acting just the way it did in qualifying, won't turn well enough for him. The car is tight. That's a condition they had yesterday. They hope they had it corrected for qualifying this morning, but it was the same way in his last radio transmission. Tight, tight, tight.
Yeah, and when you get a driver, a road course racer like Ron Fellows, who really likes to drive it down in the corner, and you have that situation, it makes it very difficult for him.
I remember seeing Pop Uria's crew chief yesterday, and he said, man, we have no clue. We're looking at last year's notes. We weren't very good last year, and obviously they're still looking for the answer. The man out front is Brad Keselowski. More after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Betrayed by the very nation they swore to protect, the crew of America's most powerful nuclear submarine has been targeted for destruction. From the creator of The Shield, Andre Brower and Scott Speedman, star in Last Resort. Series premiere is Thursday, September 27th, 7 Central on ABC. You're looking at the race leader right there. Brad Keselowski has opened up some ground on second place. Sam Hornish Jr. and Carl Edwards. The guy we're looking for is right there, the 54 of Kyle Busch. He is now moved up to the 9th position. He started 41st, and we have completed 17 laps.
I thought that those passes might become a little more difficult as he moved up here towards the top 10, but he keeps picking these guys up. But one struggling that I see is Elliott Sadler in the 2-car championship leader. He's really having a difficult time.
They will not go at all on flat tires. We're missing the air pressure bad.
Down on pit lane, they are definitely taking that into account as they go over the tires. They'll be adding air pressure for the next round. So far, the balance is halfway decent for Elliott, but that's just that low air pressure is on his car. It's not been acting kindly for him.
See the crew member checking everything on the right side while Elliott tries to hold off Ron Fellows on the left.
Yeah, and what happens as a driver, you got that lower air pressure. It makes it difficult on these restarts. You want to throw the car around, but it feels like it just rolls over, and it basically makes it difficult for you to hustle the car through the corners.
Well, he has dropped from 7th to 10th in the last 2 laps. 31's on pit road. How about it, Mike?
And Justin Allgaier has been saying the car's been tight, especially coming up the hill. They've told him to adjust his arc into the corner, and also they're going to make an air pressure adjustment and a 4-tire change here to the 31, trying to loosen up just a little bit, guys.
So, and it looks like he stalled the car.
Push her.
Lost a little more time there. Now you saw the 70 spin. Tony Raines turned it around, but did not seem to hit anything. Was able to keep going. Turn 5 area.
There's a lot of runoff there.
Carry a lot of speed out of there, but lost a little traction.
He was running 28th at the time of the spin. Look at the opening now that Brad Keselowski has opened over second place Sam Hornish Jr. The gap is now 1.5 seconds. And Andy, before the break, you were looking at it, and during the break you said, man, it looks like not even working.
Yeah, it looked like when he got the lead, he just kind of soft pedaled a little bit and didn't push things. But we're starting to see some of the cars make these pit stops now, Dave.
One of the most precious resources going in, the Sunoco fuel, to get him to the next pit window. He'll put on 4 tires as well. They've already made a chassis adjustment. Joey basically said he can't be any looser in, but he needs to be a little bit looser off of each corner.
So Joey makes his pit stop at number 20. As you can see, second and third is getting a lot tighter between the 12, Sam Hornish Jr., and the 60 of Carl Edwards. Carl took a look heading down into the inner loop.
Here's how the strategy is working right now, though. Those 2 cars that pitted, the 18 and 31, if the caution were to fly right now, they would stay out and inherit the lead. Most of these cars would pit under this caution if it were to come now. So the thing is, you want to make sure you can get on pit road and off of it and not get caught by the caution flag. There's Brad Keselowski on pit road.
Well, the fewest cautions we've ever had in a nationwide race here has been 2, the most 8. That is still the battle for second place. And let's check in with the 22 pit stop, Mike.
As you might imagine, Marty, Keselowski very happy with his race car, saying it's only a little bit loose in the right-handers. Otherwise, no complaints. A 4-tire change in Sunoco race fuel on the 22. They drop the jack, and he's away.
15.4 seconds on the pit stop, and he's back out. I can tell you several other cars are on pit road right now. The 43 of Michael Annett, the 99 of Victor Gonzalez Jr., the 3 of Austin Dillon. Mike?
Victor Gonzalez complaining that the car has been pushing extremely tough, so much to the point that Scott Cipodelli isn't sure that there's something wrong on the race car. They don't make any adjustments here, just air pressure adjustment, but Victor Gonzalez not happy yet. Something he didn't experience yesterday was traffic in practice. That's different today. Meanwhile, Austin Dillon was on pit road. He took 4 tires, made an air pressure adjustment for a very loose race car.
All right, thanks, Mike. And there you see the battle for the race lead right now, as it has been handed over to the 12 of Sam Hornish Jr. for the second time today. And Carl Edwards, gets way out over the curbs.
Yeah, and I think when we're hearing a lot of these drivers complaining about their cars and making adjustments and didn't experience that yesterday, it's just so totally different. This is the first opportunity to make any kind of changes that they need. How about Paul Menard there, Doc?
A bit of an issue with Paul Menard. He said the handling-wise, the car's a little bit tight on the right-handers. They want to free him up. But right now, he's got an issue. He's got no voltage. They've changed to a backup ignition. Now they say that we're going to change the battery. Now, just now called off the battery change. So let's go ahead and go as far as we can. The car's still running, but he has no tachometer and no voltage whatsoever. Left side tires going on. They're going to top it off. Got to get it full of Sunoco fuel. Mild front car adjustment, and he's away.
16.7 on the clock.
The fact it says he has no voltage at all tells me it could be just a gauge issue, because obviously the car wouldn't run it if it didn't have any volts. So he may be okay. It's just he's just not able to monitor that. Carl Edwards is on pit road.
Yep, you saw Carl make the turn down pit road, so he is going to make his stop. And let's send it to Vince.
They've been keeping an eye on the water temperature, so they're going to pull a little tape off the grill. Carl says the car, from a handling perspective, isn't too bad. It's a little tight in the carousel, so they're going to make an air pressure adjustment with this 4-tire change. The 50 54 of Kyle Busch is in as well. Kyle says it needs more grip, but it's not too bad. So they're going to make an air pressure adjustment. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel for the 54. Dave Burns?
Casey Kane is on pit road, but also Elliott Sadler in the 2 car. Been complaining about low air pressures. He'll definitely get them raised in all 4 tires. He'll get a chassis adjustment as well. He said, I need lateral rear grip in both directions. Almost stalls it. The fuel is in. The Sunoco fuel goes in for the next run, guys.
And you see those 3 cars coming back out with Kyle Busch leading the way as these green flag pit stops continue as we're working lap number 23 of 82 here at Watkins Glen. If you're wondering why it's going down pit road speed is 45 miles an hour. Sam Hornish Jr. is your race leader, and now Sam is going to make his first pit stop. He's got to go all the way down. He's following Dexter Stacy there in the 23. Doc, he's coming your way.
40 miles an hour, as you said, Marty, long way down here. He said he's got a little bit of a vibration under braking. He said the car is free on all the right-handers, especially getting into turn 1. He told him to back up the corner, be careful with his braking points. Very careful taking left side tires. Dave Burns.
Rod Fellow's car is not any looser, so they're going to make a chassis adjustment and an air pressure adjustment in the car. The wedge wrench going in now for, it is going to be wedge, actually, on the right rear of the race car, full of Sunoco fuel for Fellows.
Cole Witt had to slam the brakes on to keep from running into the side of the 23 car. A near collision on pit road here with Dexter Stacy.
Boy, and this is taking an eternity.
Yeah, that was just a mistake turned into a disaster now.
Let's go back and show you exactly what happened.
Kind of a standoff there as to who was going to let whom go, but just very unfortunate. Cole Witt was doing a terrific job on the racetrack.
He was 12th before this pit cycle began. Let's get an update, Doc. What's going on down there?
Well, he jammed the brakes on. They had no starter. The car would not fire. They just had all kinds of issues. Remember, this is Cole Witt's first time in a Nationwide car here at Watkins Glen. They were very impressive. No more laps than he's got. But getting on the brakes and avoiding that collision on pit road shows that he had a veteran move here the first time he made a pit stop this place.
Well, this is only his second road course race. He finished 9th back at Road America in his only other start in the Nationwide Series. So a tough break on pit road has really pushed him deep into this field. There is your leaderboard right now. That's right. The 87, Alex Kennedy, has not made a stop yet. He's out in front.
ESPN's coverage of the NASCAR Nationwide Series on ABC. Brought to you by Peak Performance Electronics.
It's a beautiful day on Seneca Lake, and just up the road we find Watkins Glen International, where we are working lap number 26 of 82. And we've had a round of green flag pit stops, and our race leader, Alex Kennedy, he actually pitted on lap number 7. And that's one reason he has been able to stay out there. He is our 3rd different leader today. There you see the 22 of Brad Keselowski. He will inherit the race lead when Kennedy has to pit. Now, we're being told NASCAR is posting the 88 for running over pit road equipment. Doesn't surprise either one of you, I'm sure, guys.
Stop and go. Lead.
With what happened, you saw it right before we went to break, as he had difficulty getting into his pit box, and now it's going to make it twice as bad. He's got to come down pit road.
Yeah, we've said so many times how you have to do all the things that it takes these races to have a good solid day. I would see Paul Menard back on pit road, Doc.
Yeah, we were hoping, like Andy was saying, because the car was still running, that it was simply a gauge issue. The tachometer wasn't working. He had no voltage. They switched to a backup ignition. Still no voltage, but now he said the car was barely running, so they're going to come in and make a battery change, and obviously just put some left side tires on it. So a tough break, and ends up being a long day, the 33 team.
I think change the battery if it's not charging, but that all they'll do then is just have another battery that they can run on until it's dead. the core issue is why is the first one dead? Because the alternator's not working more than likely.
Good battle going on there. As you can see, the 18 of Joey Logano, two of the cars, Logano and the 20 of Ryan Truex, get out over the curbing. The car in the middle there is Carl Edwards, and that is the battle for fourth. We can tell you that Cole Witt did serve his stop-and-go penalty. That puts him a lap down now as he gets back out on the track. Carl's taking a look, and he's going to go for it. And he takes the position.
Carl had lost a few spots on that pit exchange there. And now takes that spot back and back into where he was before he pitted.
Brad Keselowski is closing on the 87 of Alex Kennedy. Now remember, Kennedy still has to make a pit stop. He pitted on lap number 7. And we are working lap number 28.
You see the gap between the 22 and you can see back to Carl Edwards. Before they started making those pit stops, Keselowski was 1.5 seconds ahead in first place. Now you can see he's stretched that quite a bit.
Yeah, the one I'm really looking at on the monitor is Sam Hornish, who's back in the 6th spot. You know, he wasn't far behind Keselowski before they started making pit stops, but he's about almost 10 seconds back of his 22 car now, and this is for the lead.
Yeah, Brad says, I'm not going to wait until you make your pit stop, Alex. See ya. Going to go around the 20-year-old from New Mexico. He's had 12 nationwide starts with a best finish of 16th here back in 2010. And he led here for the first time. He surrenders it and is now in second place. Deeper in the field and check in on some of these other cars. One of the guys we thought that was going to be a contender was the driver of that number 5 car, Ron Fellows, but he is running still outside the top 10. Dave?
Yeah, Marty, the report is the same. The car is still tight, but don't think he's not using all the racetrack. You've heard that phrase before. See the color on here? That's not from another car. That's from the Armco barrier, and he has been up right near the wall. That's as close as you can get without damaging your race car.
That's too close in my opinion, quite honestly. I don't want to be that close to that Armco. Thanks for the update, Dave, as it has been a struggle here in the early go for the driver of the number 5.
Yeah, certainly the lack of practice has hurt this race team yesterday. They just didn't get the time to make adjustments to get the car to suit Ron. And, you know, no cautions. There's not much you can do as far as making changes here during the race.
Well, we just got word that Danica Patrick's not going to be coming back out on the track. Vince?
Yeah, initially that was the plan, to get back out. Danica, we saw the incident, obviously, and the radiator was being replaced. Ultimately, what kept you from getting back out?
I think that just like one thing leads to the next in these situations. The radiator was leaking. I noticed on my lap out there that it took a long time to get to 4th gear on the back straight. So I don't know, it might have been losing power at that point in time. But when they finally got the radiator changed, they did really quickly. Went to fire it, and there's water coming out of the tailpipe. So just wouldn't turn over, and some water's not supposed to come out of those tailpipes. So dang, I just feel so bad, you know. I just wish it would have gone differently, but that's sort of that's the sport. There's a lot of stuff that's out of your control, and there's a lot of stuff you look back at that you wish you could have, would have, should have done differently. But that's racing, as they say.
Thanks, Danica. Marty?
The frustrating part for her, guys, is last week at Iowa, she really reeled it back because they felt that she had been getting too aggressive, trying to do too much. And here we go. This is her 6th DNF of the year through no fault of her own.
Yeah, I mean, she's just a victim in that exchange on that start. But what happens is if you don't catch that water temperature going up and suspect that radiator may have a hole in it, you don't see an indication for a while. That water temperature actually won't even register that the motor's hot. But without having the water in there, it just warps up the cylinder heads and the mating surfaces there, head gaskets, and so when they fill it back up with water, it all starts running into the cylinder, and then it comes out the tailpipe.
You're looking at the race leader, Brad Keselowski. Alex Kennedy is second, but he still has to make another pit stop. He's 1.6 seconds back. And there's Carl Edwards running in third. He is 5 seconds behind the race leader as we're working lap number 31 of 82 at the Glen.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen in the NASCAR Nationwide Series Zippo 200. Make sure to go to NASCAR.com for all of your latest NASCAR information. We are 32 laps in with Brad Keselowski leading the way. And Rusty, we were talking earlier, we expected to see some aggressive driving, perhaps some road rage, but so far we've only had one caution for 3 laps.
I tell you, I am really amazed about that, Nicole. I mean, these guys have really been driving smooth. Everybody's pretty well been keeping it on course. The race is getting a little bit spread out right now, but we all know on a road course at the end of the race, that's when everything heats up. That's when these drivers really get up, the wheels start making mistakes, the brakes start going away, and people start having problems.
Perhaps something to keep in mind if you are expecting road rage. In this race last year, there were only 2 cautions.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But like Rusty said, the race is getting kind of spread out, and guys are hitting their marks every lap. It's really interesting, though. I can't wait as we get a little further on into this race to see what happens.
Elliott Sadler came into this race as the point leader, though he does seem to be struggling a little bit.
You know, I really thought Elliott would be able to take advantage of the day simply with Austin Dillon starting 30th. They started today, he had an 18-point lead. Now he's only gained 1 point. I thought Elliott would be a little bit more dominant earlier. Hopefully that race car comes to him as the day goes on.
Brad, he was really complaining about low tire pressures. They made some adjustments, and I noticed this last time by, his speed was really good. I mean, he was up there in the top 5 when it comes to speeds. So late in this race, Elliott might become more of a factor than he is earlier. He's made those adjustments, like I mentioned, to the air pressure settings that he was complaining about so much, and it looks like it's getting better for him.
If you'd like to join our pit studio conversation, join us on Twitter at NASCAR ESPN and make sure to use the hashtag Pit Studio. Now let's get up to speed with Nationwide Insurance on our championship contenders. Doc?
Thank you, Nicole. And today's pole sitter was Sam Hornish, who sits 4th in the point standings, but right now 5th on the racetrack. Hornish has led 15 laps so far. When he made his pit stop, the only problem he had was a little vibration on braking, a little bit free on right-hand turn. Sam was told if you're patient, you will get good finishes. He's practicing patience right now. Dave Burns.
The 6 car of Ricky Stenhouse on the first pit stop, they gave him no changes. He had called it good. He was very happy with it. Interestingly, when talking to Ricky before the race ever started this weekend, he said, I think Elliott is going to be better than us, but he's not going to gain big points on us. Well, so far today, the 6 car has been better than the 2. And speaking of the 2, Elliott Sadler, championship leader coming into today's event. We played his struggles on the radio earlier. Most recently, he's been asking for lap times from his crew. Give me lap times. I'm trying to get better. And with the air pressure adjustment, and Rusty noted it, he has been getting better this run. The times are improved, and Elliott may have a chance of catching that 6 car. Mike?
The 3 team very realistic coming into this weekend, Dave. They know that the guy they're chasing the championship standings is much more experienced on road courses. So their theme, survival. Don't do anything that could hurt the race car. Be smooth and stay on the racetrack. So far, that has been the mission for Austin Dillon. He started 30th, but has his way all the way up into the top 15. They made an air pressure adjustment on the last stop. That's corrected the car. It was a little bit loose. It's not so bad now. And the last word from his spotter to Austin was, you're killing them on the straightaways. A very fast car for Austin Dillon right now as he makes his way back toward the top 10. Guys?
And we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, the points differential between 1st and 4th was 34 coming into the race. Take a look at it right now as they run. It would be cut to 25 between the top 4. Still a lot of racing to go. We've yet to reach the halfway mark. Should also point out as you continue to watch the action that Alex Kennedy has made a pit stop now, so he has surrendered his spot on the track. It's now Keselowski, Edwards, Logano, Hornish Jr., and Kyle Busch is up from 41st to 5th.
Yeah, it would really be interesting if we had a caution at some point in time to close this field up and give Kyle Busch a chance. He's 14 seconds behind now, but I think he's got a fast enough car that he may could get up there and see what he can do with Brad.
We've got Carl Edwards on the screen. I talked to him yesterday, and he said, hey, I'm going to try and set this car up as much as possible to match my Cup car. Can you really do that between these two?
Well, there's a lot of things that you can do. I'd say the biggest difference that you have, when we talk about it, is that front end with everything that they have there with these cars kind of sitting on the springs versus what the Cup cars do, Andy.
Yeah, but it's even though you can set them up similar and make them try to have the same characteristics, there's hardly any way you can simulate that extra 200 horsepower,
yeah, exactly.
200 plus horsepower that the Cup cars have over these Nationwide cars.
Vince, you've got more on that 60?
Well, working with the crew chief, Scott Graves, for the first time, although he used to be the engineer on Carl's Nationwide car a year ago, but first time for Graves as the crew chief, doing a pretty good job when his driver says, I'm really happy with my race car. They had a little concern earlier with the water temperature, but that was some debris on the grill. They got the yellow just in the right of time, pulled a piece of tape off as well. All good in the 60 camp right now.
Scott Graves, the 9th different crew chief Carl has worked with in his nationwide career. He's won with 6 of the other 8. Everything's sort of calmed down right now. You can see Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards, Joey Logano, Sam Hornish Jr., Kyle Busch. That's your top 5. We'll be back with more from Watkins Glen after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Second caution flag of the day is out, and remember Alex Kennedy just a few laps ago was leading this race. That is what is left of his Toyota Camry, as that is through the high-speed S's here at Watkins Glen. They were battling for 14th, and the 3-car was in this mix as well, and Austin Dillon actually spun and brought the car to a stop, but we were checking to see if there was any damage and didn't see any, guys.
We did see a thumbs up from Alex Kennedy as the emergency workers approached his car, which that's a good sign.
Now we should also point out that the 3-car has been posted for blowing through the inner loop. And here's what happens. We go on board.
Still there. Come on through, come on through. Come on, there you go. Slow down, slow down. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
Yep.
Outside, outside, outside.
Can't just slow down.
Now here is the very next lap. Ooh.
Oh, my. Alex Kennedy pounded that guardrail.
Pounded both of them. And Austin had to spin the car out to keep from hitting him. Let's go on board with Austin. I think Joe would tell him you got to come to a complete stop. You just can't slow.
You have to come to, if you have to go through there, you have to stop and then just go. That's the rule.
Yeah. What he's talking about, there was a car that had spun up in front in the inner loop.
Now, see the 75 spinning?
He's definitely, you know, you can see they're trying to avoid an accident. But right here, if Austin just stops and then puts it in gear and goes, he's right, but he didn't. He came almost to a stop, just slowed. Like he came to first gear, but he did not come to a stop.
So he will have to pay the price on the penalty, and you can see that right now the points are not going in the direction that he wanted. And don't forget, next week another road course for this series up in Montreal.
Also was doing a good job. He was moving up. He was actually working on that 81 to get that spot. I'm not sure he was, I think, just inside the top 15 or right at it. So.
14th. Yeah, working.
He's doing a good job.
All right, we've got 43 laps to go. You're outside the window being able to make this on one stop. So what do you want to do here, crew chief?
I'm going to stay out if I'm up in the top 10.
If you're outside the top 10?
Well, I mean, you got guys back there there's 20 cars in the lead lap. And there's some cars back there towards that back half. I don't see any real challengers back there, but you'll see some of those guys make pit stops, maybe work on their car. And they won't really give up any track position because a lot of guys will come behind them.
We have 14 cars either behind the wall or out of this race. And you mentioned the fact we only have 20 cars right now on the lead lap. And we're just working our second caution. You heard the 60. That was Carl Edwards' radio saying we're staying out. So is everybody else. Of course, Austin Dillon is going to have to come in because of the spin. And he is shown right now in 21st position, one lap down. All right, let's go over the wall with Chuck Efaw, the rear tire changer for Casey Kane. Never ceases to amaze me how good these guys are on getting those lug nuts off and back on. I'd probably catch my thumb in the thing. All right, we're going to clean up the mess over in the S's, and we'll come back and reset everything for you here at Watkins Glen. NFL action returns Monday on ESPN. Tony Romo and the Cowboys travel to Oakland to take on Carson Palmer and the Raiders, led by new head coach Dennis Allen. It's Cowboys and the Raiders, and it's Monday at 8 on ESPN. Back here at the NASCAR Nationwide Series Zippo 200 at the Glen. Let's dial up our in-race reporter, Carl Edwards.
Hey, Carl, Dale Jarrett, you got us?
I got you, Dale. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great here. How about with you, man?
It's a lot of work out here, man. These guys are fast. Running around as hard as I can. You guys are up there air-conditioned, probably sub sandwiches from free. But I'm having a good time. I just got to get this 22 car on this restart. So I think if we get to the clean air, I think we're as faster than him. So hopefully we can do it.
Well, that was what I was going to ask. You haven't seen him in a while there. You got a little behind after those green flag stops. But you think you got something for him?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I always think I got something. But, you know, I hope we can go do it here. This restart will help us. I think our car is a little better than it was at the beginning of the race. I figured out a couple spots where I was slow. And, you know, you never know what's going to happen on these restarts. So hopefully we get out here. I was wondering what you were doing. I wonder if you were going to come talk to me when I was out there by myself or not.
Yeah, we were going to talk to you. How's it feel to be back in this Nationwide car?
It's pretty cool. I truly can't say enough to thank Subway enough and Ford and everybody. It's really fun, and had a good time racing with these guys so far. We're about halfway. They just showed us the cross flag, so hopefully we'll go out here and get to mix it up and be able to put on a good show.
Okay, well, I don't know if you got any of your Subway people listening and you're talking to them or anything, but tell them we like turkey subs up here in the booth.
All right, I'll get Tony Pace on it right now. We'll get you some turkey subs.
All right, have a good day.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Scott Graves, Andy Petrie in the booth. You still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Scott, we see it's like 41 laps to go. We're halfway, like Carl said. What is the strategy from here? When do you guys think you're going to make that last stop?
Well, if I told you that, it wouldn't be any fun. You'll see us, you know, somewhere between 50, 55, something like that. That's probably what we're thinking.
Yeah, that was a test. I just wanted to see if you'd fall for it. That's what we do to all the new crew chiefs up here. But no, we don't want you to give away your strategy, but what do you think about that 22 car? Do you think you guys have something for him?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're just watching lap times. You know, we're kind of back and forth with them. We're matching them, and like Carl said, we just got to get out in front of them here on this restart and get some clean air. Should be good.
What do you think about this first time? Is the pressure about what you thought it was going to be, and what do you anticipate to the end?
Yeah, it's not bad. Road course racing is probably a good place to start. I think Bristol's the one I'm really worried about, but we're doing good here. We're going to follow the plan, stick with our strategy for the rest of this race, and see what we can get here. Okay, man. Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for talking to us, Scott.
Well,
Thank you.
One of the interesting notes is Roush Fenway has never won here in the Nationwide race. We'll find out if maybe today changes that. Let's check in on the 2 car. How about it, Dave Burns?
Leading in with Luke Lambert here, you guys were discussing the fact that maybe they should have pitted. We heard you discussing it as well. Why did you decide ultimately to stay out?
Well, I mean, track position is really big here, and we actually ran our faster lap a few laps into the run, so we felt like that, you know, coming down pit road to put us at a risk of being behind some traffic that might have something happen in front of us. So figured that was the safest call to stay out there and keep our track position.
All right, it sounds like, by the way, they're over their struggles from earlier in the race, and he'll play the track position game.
Well, and the top 9 have not pitted. The last pit stop, the earliest was Joey Logano on lap 19. The deepest was lap 23 for 7th place Ron Fellows. From 10th place on back, Casey Kane, who they all pitted here on lap number 40. So it's going to be interesting to see how this strategy begins to unfold as we get past the halfway point. It's Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards, then Joey Logano, Sam Hornish Jr., Kyle Busch, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That's your top 6. And we're back to green.
Carl Edwards is not going to get Brad Keselowski. He's going to lose a spot to Joey Logano.
And he may lose another one if he's not careful to Kyle Busch.
Oh, that's a dangerous
here.
Oh, man, hold on. Oh, folks, you have no idea how fast they are going through there. And here comes Kyle taking a look down on the inside. They're 3 wide. They think better of it, but boy, Kyle manages to get it done.
Yeah, that was a move right there.
Wow.
Somebody had to blink, and it wasn't Kyle. There's Austin Dillon. He had to start at the back of the longest line as a result of his penalty for not stopping through the inner loop.
He is back in that position to get the lucky dog should the caution come out now. He's the first car 1 lap down.
He is in 21st position. You're right, Andy. Wow, he's getting a little aggressive. You just saw him light up the tires there heading into turn 6. As they come down, you can see it is Brad Keselowski, then Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Carl Edwards, and Ron Fellows has moved into the top 5.
Yeah, don't count Ron Fellows. He was turning some pretty good laps there before that caution came out, but I'm interested to see now just what Kyle Busch does have.
Several cars go up and over the curbing, come back out onto the track. No harm. All right, let's give you another angle on Kyle Busch on that pass. It's coming right down here into the inner loop. This is coming out of the S's.
I was wondering who was going to give between the 60 and the 18, and Kyle just blew past both of them. They've gotten a lot more curbing over there on that right side than what they used to have. It used to be a big hump there, and you really couldn't get that much of that. But he did a great job of driving the race car, but may have a little issue there, Vince.
What's amazing, he's come all the way from 41st to 2nd, and you saw him make that great move. He broke the shifter, so he's having to just make do with the way the shifter handle is broken, holding it down lower on the lever. They talked to crew chief Mike Beam, and Kyle discussed coming in and possibly trying to fix it. They said that'd take too much time in the pits. Kyle said, I'll deal with it. He's dealing with it.
Yeah, that's tough to deal with. I've done that before, and when I came out, my right hand was chewed up, even through the glove in trying to do that. Kyle's going to have to be careful not to injure himself here for tomorrow, especially.
In fact, we noticed Elliott Sadler tapes up his right hand because of the blisters from all the shifting. And that's before the shifter is broken.
Yeah, it's not a good issue. Now, I think that's probably why we see this 18 car, Joey Logano, coming back on him now, because it does take some getting used to there.
It has to throw you out of your rhythm. If you don't have that shifter, that's kind of a comfort thing. You reach for it. It's not where if you have to do something different, it's got to mess up your rhythm.
Now, we want to show you exactly what we're talking about. This was pre-race video that we shot of Elliott Sadler, and it gives you an idea. Take a look at his right hand.
Yeah, I've known since Elliott and I were back teammates. We both had some issues with shifters, and had a problem there. And you don't, even if you don't have an issue, that's hard on your hand doing as much shifting as you do just with that ball. So Elliott's just taking precaution there.
Let's get an update on the 2-car. How about it, Dave Burns?
Marty, I asked Elliott about that in pre-race. I said, is this normal procedure for you at a road course? He said, yep. Ever since 1999, when I raced in the Sprint Cup race at Sonoma and I ended the day with a hole in my hand. He said, I went to Jeff Gordon, and Jeff, what do you do? He goes, Jeff said, I tape mine. And so he's been doing it ever since. And that was his pre-race ritual right there.
He's trying to track down Michael Annett right in front of him there in the 43 and hold off Brian Scott, who's behind him in the 11.
Yeah, another solid run for Michael Annett there in that 43 up inside the top 10 here on Watkins Glen Road Course.
It's tightening up for that battle for second again.
Yeah, and every time we see it tighten up, it's getting to a point that Kyle Busch is having to shift his car. You can see where he's just driving around corners, he actually pulls away a little bit, but it's these places where he has to downshift in particular.
But how many times have we seen when Kyle has adversity in the cockpit, he rises to the top and sometimes turns in some of the best performances we've ever seen?
There's no doubt that he's one of the toughest competitors that you'll see on the racetrack anywhere over any length of time, but this is a lot to deal with.
Yeah, because we have just passed halfway a few laps ago. We're working lap number 46. And there is the lead car of Brad Keselowski. We haven't gotten an update from pit road on him lately. How about it there, Mike Massaro?
Obviously, he's pretty happy with his race car, and things seem to be falling into his lap. We talk about the shifter problem that Kyle Busch is experiencing right now, and believe me, the 22 camp very much aware of that. In fact, on that last restart, they radioed to Brad Keselowski telling him, look, Kyle's got a broken gear shift. Take advantage of that. He knows it, and that's certainly to his advantage as this race plays out.
Well, he has led a total of 26 laps, by far more than anybody else. We've had 3 different leaders. Sam Hornish Jr. led 15. Alex Kennedy led 5 before he crashed out. When you're the queen of the charts, there's always someone looking to replace you. The riveting new drama from the writer of Thelma and Louise. It's ABC's Nashville, and the drama begins Wednesday, October 10th. On board with Carl Edwards. Does Joey have enough of a run to take a look on the inside going into one? Not this time.
You have a hard time outbreaking Kyle Busch in one of these corners. I mean, I think the only person I've ever seen is possibly Marcus Ambrose a few years ago up into the inner loop.
You're better pretty much all the way around and feeding you a little bit up through the S's. You're all right.
I think what Kyle's referring to is getting up through the S's and up the hill. Really have to lean on that motor, and I think that he thinks that maybe some of these other teams might have a little more power under the hood, and he's having to try to overcome that.
Well, as you can see, he's managing to hold on to that second spot, but he's 1.8 seconds behind Brad Keselowski here at the Glen. Here at Watkins Glen International, 33 laps remaining. You can see there is your top 5 and little action going for second, third, and fourth. That's Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, and Carl Edwards. The 5th car there is Sam Hornish Jr., our pole sitter today, and they're all chasing Brad Keselowski, who has now led a total of 29 of the 49 laps we've run.
Right now we're going way too fast. Previous lap was a 12:67, 13:20 out back. Almost 2 seconds behind you now.
I have never heard that.
I don't think I've ever had that problem.
Yeah.
I can't ever remember telling them that.
The only time I've ever heard that is when, it's fuel conservation mode at the end of the race, not in the middle.
That's what they're talking about. I mean, he doesn't need to run any faster than it takes to stay in the lead because they do have to make one more pit stop.
You think? That's what you're telling me. I think they just don't want
to look too bad.
I believe that might be part of it. I mean, this 22 car's been awfully strong.
There is Ron Fellows in the 5, Casey Kane right behind him. Now, Fellows was passed by Sam Hornish Jr., bumped him back to the 6th spot. The 43's on pit road. How about it, Mike?
Michael Annett been pretty happy with his race car. It's been neutral. The one thing he's been asking for is some more grip. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment, trying to give him that, and a 4-tire change in the 43. The team now going to work on the right side of the car. Remember, opposite footwork here at Watkins Glen. They're away.
Now, you notice that they cleaned the grill. We'll show you what happened to the 43. Doing a little agricultural racing.
Yeah, you can't run long after you do this, though, because it'll plug that grill with grass. And it doesn't take long for it to start pushing water out.
Well, with 32 laps remaining, that's about what the crew chiefs told us they would be able to go.
He should be fine. He should be fine on that. I think that was a planned stop, even though they kind of came in to get that grill cleaned. I think it's going to work out good for him.
He is the last car on the lead lap. Here comes a bunch of others, including our race leaders. The 22 is in. Mike.
And the team goes to work right away. Jeremy Bullen's telling them, make sure you get it full. They're planning to go the distance from here. A 4-tire change, 2 cans of Sunoco race fuel on the 22. Dave?
The 18 Joey Logano. I can get through the carousel better. I'd be the fastest race car out here. They're going to make an adjustment for that. Doc.
4 tires, chassis adjustment. Got to get it completely full of Sunoco fuel. Final pit stop for the pole sitter. 40. He will beat Logano off of pit road.
Well, and the guy you were watching, DJ, the 38 of Kasey Kahne on those stops.
Yeah, he's just got fuel. Of course, they had come in on that previous caution, got 4 tires, so he didn't have to put tires on, just got fuel, and he's out in front of a lot of these guys that he was behind.
Your race leader right now is the 54 of Kyle Busch. He stayed out. Carl Edwards right behind him, but it looks like Kyle may be coming in this time. Will Carl follow? I think he is. Down to 40 miles an hour on pit road. Let's check in with Vince.
The 54 of Kyle Busch, he says it's not bad. He just needs a little bit on both ends. So they're going to make an air pressure adjustment on front and back, and also going down a half round on the track bar. It's a 4-tire change for Kyle Busch. The 60 of Carl Edwards, you see him in the background as well. Edwards making a 4-tire change. He says the car's pretty good, but they need to clean the grill.
Elliott Sadler told his crew, I need a little bit of help turning right and getting off of the corners. They're making an air pressure and a track bar adjustment for Sadler. Again, one more time, filling that full of Sunoco fuel.
So Fellows is back out. Kahne is back out. You can see Kyle coming out as well with Carl Edwards right behind him there. And it means the lead has been passed to Ryan Truex. Remember, Truex was involved in that very first lap incident with Danica Patrick that took her out of the race. Whoa, look at Allgaier getting sideways. 31 car hangs on, but Cole Witt's all over him. Allgaier takes a bit of a defensive move there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of block in there. You have to understand when you go to block what the possibilities could be from that result.
And in certain spots of this track, the Armco is not comfortable to meet. Now remember, Justin Allgaier pitted back on lap 40. In fact, all the cars in the top 8 pitted on lap 40. Look at this as, boy, old Ryan Truex goes way wide, and Miguel Paludo manages to get around, as does the 33 of Paul Menard.
Menard's a lap down. He's looking to try to drive his way back on the lead lap in case we should have a caution.
But now if Paludo can hang on to that top spot, he will become our 6th different leader today. And remember, it was this 30 car that won at Road America with Nelson Piquet Jr. at the wheel.
And you see Paul Menard pushing him really hard. He's trying to get back on the lead lap. They changed that battery earlier because of the battery going dead. He had no bolts. And he's down a lap, and he's trying to get it back right now in case that caution comes out.
Okay, if you're Paludo's team, would you say just go ahead and let him go?
Well, I would, for sure.
Yeah, if he leaves that door open a little bit more, Paul Menard's going to stick his nose in there, and that could create a little contact.
And this 30 car has to make another pit stop regardless. I mean, it looks good right now. He's out front leading, but he still has to make that last stop.
Did a nice job getting off turn 7, though. Got a little distance there to deal with.
Yeah, remember, we mentioned it. Now it's the top 7 that all pitted back on lap number 40. So all 7 of those cars are going to have to make one more stop. On board with Austin Dillon, he is 1 lap down in 23rd. So as you take a look at all those cars zipping down the backstretch, the key battle to keep eyes on would be Kasey Kahne and Brad Keselowski. They're running 7th and 8th, and there they are. Now remember, Kasey only took fuel. He gained a lot of track position with that move, but will his tires hold on?
Well, he only had a few laps on his tires, so I don't think that the tires are going to be an issue. The biggest issue is his car nearly as good as what this 22 of Brad Keselowski did.
You know, you haven't seen that much out of the 38, but he hasn't had this kind of position with clean air and out front. Last pit stop's been made. He's got putting his cards on the table now.
Dave, you've got an update on the 38?
And that was their plan all along, you guys. When they put it on lap 40, wow, as we see this action here, Kahne knew that these were going to be the tires that were going to take him to the end of the race. That was on lap 40. Crew Chief Mike Shiplet told him so. And oh, they get together there. And Joey spins, Marty.
Yes, he does. He goes around. I think he keeps it off of the wall, though.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming.
So far, no yellow. And it looks like we're going to stay green.
Tires and fuel if we need it.
So the man who has won 5 times this year on the series goes around in the final corner. And Ron Fellows is trying to get past him as well, and will. And let's go back and show you what happened. We'll pick this up earlier in the lap.
See here, Carl Edwards battling with Kyle Busch, gets into the back of Kyle. A lot.
And then there goes Sam Hornish around both of them. And there comes Joey Logano.
Don't think that's the last contact we're going to see.
No, because here it comes.
More pressure. Clear, you're all clear.
You know, I hate to tell you this, but there's 26 laps to go. Normally we don't see this till about the last 5.
Well, I think, wasn't it a little bit ago that Rusty and Brad were wondering where the aggressive driving was? I think we found it.
Yeah, behind the wheel at 60. He got in the back of Kyle and Joey Logano in the same lap. Now the yellow's out.
Yes, it is out for Joe Nemechek, we're being told, the 97 car. As there you see front row Joe, as he is right there in the runoff area of the inner loop. Now we should point out, while all this action was going on, the 22 also passed the 38 of Kane on that last lap.
A lot going on right there.
Yeah, a lot going on. I don't know exactly what brought Joe's day to a standstill, but we'll try and find out. Miguel Paludo. Remember, we mentioned the fact that now those guys that are shown in the top 4 positions, Paludo, Allgaier, Clemens, and Mike Wallace, all must make another stop.
Yeah, this caution is not a break for those guys, but it was a break for Paul Menard, who was in that free pass position. He should get the lucky dog here.
Actually, we're being told from NASCAR it's going to go to the 88. We'll have to double check that.
Yeah, they were back there racing for that spot. I thought it was going to be Paul.
We will wait to see what NASCAR says, because you're right. They were going after each other, Andy.
Like I said, there was a lot going on that lap.
Oh, that's why I was sort of surprised, because normally we don't see this much action until, you know, we get down to the home stretch run. But Trent Owens on the box.
Yeah, they were kind of in that. I mean, they made their last pit stop. You know, it's about getting every position, or a lot of them have, not everybody. Obviously, there's some cars that right up there at the front have made those. So, but those cars there where we saw all of that action happening had made their last stop, and they were getting everything they could.
See, right there is Cole Witt right behind the leader. No sign of Paul Menard. I don't know if he went by the leader before the caution came out. He may have gotten back on the lead lap.
All right. Here's what happened. Through all the action, Menard did manage to get around the race leader, so he was at the tail end of the lead lap, and so Cole Witt will be the beneficiary, and he will get the lucky dog, so it means both cars will be on the lead lap, and that will give us 22 cars on the lead lap.
And the difference for Paul Menard in that scenario is that he can go around and he can start with the lead lap cars there. So he doesn't have, whereas Cole Witt, in being the free pass car, will have to start behind even the cars that are a lap down.
Okay, he gets to make up 2.5 miles or 2.45 miles, but he does not get to line up with the rest of the lead lap cars.
Miguel Paludo in that number 30 car, the 29-year-old from Brazil, made his only nationwide start back at Road America, finished 29th. He's currently 11th in the Camping World Truck Series points. He finds himself now, after leading 4 laps, needing to make one more pit stop, and he'll have to surrender the lead, as will Justin Allgaier, Jeremy Clements, and Mike Wallace. That's your top 4. But they last stopped on lap number 40, and we still have 25 laps to go. Great view from high above. That shows you turn 6 and 7. And then the entrance to pit road is right there as you come under the bridge. And as you can see, Paludo is coming in, as is Allgaier, just as we expected. Let's send it down to Vince Welch.
Well, he comes in to give up the lead, but they knew they had to make one final stop. He says the car's pretty good. He's losing some time out of the bus stop when the car is a little bit too snug. They should have fresher tires than the rest, though, as they go to the end. Mike?
Justin Allgaier's crew chief Jimmy Elledge took a big swing at it on lap 40. They pulled the spring rubber from the left rear, trying to get the handling back in the hands of his driver. This time, not as big an adjustment. They are going to work, though, on that right side of the car. Still work there on the 31, Dave.
Joey Logano will get those spun tires off of the car. He has a brand new set that the team will have put on. They'll also put tape on the front grille. He wants his car to turn better. That downforce will help him do that. Doc?
Well, good news for Paul Menard. He is back on the lead lap. But here's the bad news, folks. They're going to change what will be now the third battery of the day. They don't know why the alternator isn't working. They've checked the connections, the gauges, but apparently it is not. So the battery lasting about 12 to 15 laps. They'll put another one in here, change 4 tires, fill it up with fuel. Back on the lead lap, they're going to need probably one more battery, Andy, to make it to the checkered flag.
Yeah, if they can't go with 12 or 15 laps per battery, they're still not in the window to make it to the end of the race on that.
All right, so as we get ready to head to break, you know, that 30 car, it's had a couple of wins this year with 2 different drivers at the helm. Of course, back at Daytona, James Busch was at the helm of the 30 as he took the win there. And then from that point, after Busch took the checkered flag, somehow finding his way through the melee at the end of the race, we went on to Road America. And from there, it was Nelson Piquet Jr. And Nelson surprised everybody as he took the checkered flag. Stay with us. We'll be back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Well, the action continues tomorrow with Sprint Cup action. 8 races have been won by drivers starting outside the top 10. So nothing's guaranteed. You're going to have to tune in to find out. It's the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Watkins Glen tomorrow at noon on ESPN. Under our 3rd caution of the day, as we have 23 laps to go. Now let's go back one more time and show you what happened with the 60 of Carl Edwards, the 18 of Joey Logano.
Well, Carl got crossed up with Kyle Busch and lost a little momentum. Thought that maybe the 18 knew that he was there as they entered turn 7, but I don't think Joey had any idea that he had a nose far enough up there.
Now let's listen to Joey Logano's radio.
And you can tell Carl to fight me, because I'll be back up there. Well, this is going to be exciting. Carl better hope I don't get back to it, because I'm stumped.
Well, Carl Edwards right now is shown in the 6th position. Joey Logano is going to restart 18th.
Yeah, it sure took Joey out of a good position to try to win this thing. I can understand he's a little frustrated.
I think more drivers come out of the road courses frustrated and mad than what you do even at Talladega and places like that.
One other thing we should clear up here before we go back to green, there were 2 waiver rounds, including Austin Dillon. As Jeremy Clements stayed out, he was the race leader. Also the 75, Kenny Hobble. So now we have a total of 22 cars on the lead lap, and the 3 is winning.
And the car that's going to control this restart is Jeremy Clements in the 51. He's the leader. He did stay out. He has to make another pit stop where the rest of the leaders do not, but it's going to definitely change the way this restart is going to shape up.
He is our 8th different leader. 9 lead changes. He has selected, like everyone else, driver's right, so we'll have that preferred inside line as they come through the final corner. He's in that 51. And now all of a sudden, 51, Jeremy Clements says, okay, we're going to come into pit road. So now we're
definitely changed the restart order, though.
Yeah, that whole right lane just moves up. Preferred position goes to Casey Kane. We're back to green. Whoa, and look at Kyle.
Take the lead for a minute.
And it's getting close down there.
I'm telling you, it's hard to run side by side through turn 2 and up through the S's.
Somehow they did it. Boy, neither one lifted. And Brad Keselowski gets the better of it. Look at this, 3 wide going down. That's Carl Edwards on the inside. And he is going to get around both of them.
Wow. Casey Kane, was he not the leader on that restart?
Something happened to Casey because he has been shuffled back. Here comes Ricky Stenhouse Jr. up on him.
Hey, Casey wondered what in the world just happened there.
He had him coming from all sides. That was the thing.
I'll tell you, the move that Kyle Busch made on the inside and then the move that Keselowski did to fend him off up through the S is incredible.
Did you see that move right there by Ron Fellows on the 11 of Brian Scott? Fellows has got the bit between his teeth.
Yeah, he's perfected that move, getting into that left-hander turn 6. He can really outbreak him getting in and pick up spots.
Saw Elliott Sadler right behind him there as well in the 2 car. In fact, there's Elliott sticking his nose out, trying to get underneath the 11. Can't get it. Ryan Truex behind Elliott.
You see the difference in the footwork of Fellows versus Kane. We had his up earlier. See, Ron Fellows has 1 foot on the clutch.
Ron Fellows is back to the traditional heel and toe that a lot of us learned how to race like before these transmissions came along. But you didn't have to utilize the clutch. So that's the way that I race, and I know a lot of others. Ricky Rudd was a teammate. He did that. He was an excellent road racer in doing that. You can see Fellows doesn't bother him at all.
We can tell you that the 3 of Austin Dillon did come down pit road to take fuel. He is back out, and he will stay on the lead lap.
We saw this battle a while ago. Have a little contact between the 60 and 54. See what happens now as they battle for second.
Carl's not close enough this time.
Kyle's still doing a great job with the shifter broke inside that race car.
Another guy's doing a great job is right behind those 2, Sam Hornish Jr., as he is right there in the 4th position. And if things hold up the way they are, Andy, he would move into 3rd in the points chase.
Yeah, by the fact that the 3 car is struggling a little bit, he's able to move ahead of him right now as they run in points.
Still have 20 laps to go, however, so a lot can happen. On board with Sam. There are the points as they're running right now, and you can see that it would be 31, but Austin Dillon right now the biggest loser, dropping 2 positions in the mix. But again, we're not done yet. Boy, Keselowski's car has been good all day long. Edwards can't get close enough to mount a charge on Kyle Busch.
Yeah, because Keselowski's just basically had no challengers, though. Once he's gotten to the front, hasn't had any problems. He's doing a fantastic job of driving that 22 car.
I don't think we've seen the last of that 12 car either. I believe he's got something left.
And I got to point this out, if you weren't with us for qualifying earlier today, when Sam Hornish, as we take another look at the 60, looking down inside, heading for the inner loop, no, going to think better of it. But Sam, when he won his championships in IndyCar, that was when it was primarily an oval series. He was never very strong on the road courses. He has really developed here in the Nationwide Series in these road course races.
Yeah, if he'll hang out there for a minute, he might pick up 2 spots pretty easy. Carl Edwards can get back to Kyle Busch.
Doc, let's get an update on that 12.
Yeah, you mentioned him in IndyCar. His best IndyCar road race finish was right here. He finished second to Scott Dixon in the Eyes on IndyCar Series. But right now, Sam, about a lap and a half ago, told the team, hey, I missed a shift in turn 3, so I hope it stays together. So he might have over-revved it. So he's trying to be very careful before he starts pushing the button with about 3 or 4 laps to go.
All right, thanks for the update, Doc. Doesn't sound like it's hurt.
No, it sounds good now. Like I said, he's right there with these guys. I think he's got something left.
Yeah, you just wonder if how much he might have punished the valve springs on that missed shift. That's the biggest thing, I think, on these. And could he go down a cylinder here before the end of this race?
Well, here's the thing. There's nothing you can do about it. If he did, he did. And it's not like you could baby it and make it last longer. At this point, it's just go for it.
We see Carl Edwards every single time he gets to turn 1 and to the inner loop. He's pulling out, trying to get outside of Kyle Busch's mirror sight, making him think that he's there to make the pass. Kyle's not falling for it, though.
Yeah, and Wasn't it Kyle on the radio a few laps ago saying we're not getting enough horsepower?
Looks pretty strong, doesn't it?
Yeah, I heard him say that. And the horsepower part of this track is going up through the S's and up to the bus stop. He made a pass on 2 cars going up that hill.
Well, you can do a couple of things. Can get look like you've got a lot of power, though. That's staying in the gas up through the S's, which carries a lot of speed up there. And then he brakes so much later, just carries a lot of speed there.
You're looking at Joey Logano. He's worked his way back into the 10th position right now. When you heard him on the radio, if he could get to the 60, he would let him know it. But don't know if he's going to get it unless we get another caution. Because we have 17 laps to go. And there you see, that's Paul Menard right behind him. And Menard is running the 11th. Let's get an update from pit road. How about it, Dave?
And Marty, running very well right now, not complaining at all about the handling of the car, just trying to move forward. But I want to go back to one of the stories of this weekend, which has been relatively little practice for these guys, and how the teams have been able to pull it together and get these cars handling right for their drivers. We're having a great race. Part of the reason is because they've adjusted today, but they had very little time ahead to get these cars right for today.
Well, this battle continues on the track for 10th position. And as you see, the top 3 there, 108 total wins among those 3. Brad Keselowski's the only one winless on a road course.
ESPN's coverage of the NASCAR Nationwide Series on ABC. Brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Finger Lakes region. Boy, it's so beautiful here. If you ever get a chance to come here in the summertime, great vacation area. That's Seneca Lake off into the distance. And this is Watkins Glen as we look down onto the racetrack. And notice the 60 has gotten around, and here comes the 12 of Sam Hornish to get around Kyle Busch as well. Whoa! Kyle hangs on, and he's still got the position.
How did he do that?
I don't know. And he's going to lean on Sam here. Boy, drag race down to turn 1. Nobody outbreaks Kyle, right?
We'll see. I don't think so. Well, Sam was trying to, but didn't make it happen.
He's not tucking in behind. Now he does. Some great action here between those two. It's allowed Carl Edwards to pull away from both of them.
Yeah, Carl was able to make the pass last time up through the inner loop on Kyle Busch. Finally, he's been trying probably for 6 or 8 laps.
There you can see the gap from Carl back to Kyle. And the caution is out. And that is Cole Witt. So Cole, who had a good run going, he was on the lead lap, running in about, I think, 19th at the time. Was 16th, correct? And watch the back of your screen. Oh, that's not going to work.
Oh, my. He almost had enough room right there, didn't he?
There's a lot more room than what used to be there, and there's obviously still not enough for some.
Some heavy damage on that right front corner.
That's just a situation you get yourself in. Trying to make that pass, getting there. If that driver that you're trying to dive on the outside of into that corner or into the inner loop doesn't want to give you that spot, then it really tightens up.
That was Victor Gonzalez in the 99. They were battling it out for 15th at the time of the incident.
So, yeah, get on there.
So this is our 4th caution of the day, and as you can tell, he's going to go 1 lap down. And there is your race leader, Brad Keselowski. He has led 39 of the 69 laps that we have run today. We've had 8 different leaders. And remember at the beginning of the broadcast, we talked about the heavy hitters that were going to be in this race that have a lot of nationwide experience and a lot of victories between them. Well, if you look at the top 10, a lot of those guys are in that mix right now. A couple of former champions right up front. And here they are. Look at the wins that these guys have. And 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 9th, 5th.
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be hard for these nationwide regulars to beat these heavy hitters today.
One that has held his own is Sam Hornish Jr. The pole sitter here today is running in 4th, and another is Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who is running in the 6th position. And this would be a huge, huge mental gain for this team.
Not just mentally, they're gaining points on Elliott Sadler, the points leader. So, yeah, it would be mentally that Ricky doing a nice job here today on this road course. We haven't talked probably enough about him because he's just been solid state on the racetrack and getting the job done and having a solid day.
Well, let's talk to Mike Kelly. How about it, Dave Burns?
The crew chief for Ricky, and Ricky talked about minimizing the damage the next couple of weeks on the road courses. This looks like pretty much to plan today, doesn't it?
You know, Ricky's done an exceptional job today. I can't thank him enough for the extra work he's put in. He went to Utah Miller Motorsports Park this week, and Ford did a big push to help him get better on the road courses. And it's not that he's not good, he just doesn't have the experience. Being able to run with these guys and up front here, I think shows he does have the talent to do it. He just doesn't have the experience. And it's been a lot of fun watching him progress through this, and we still got a long way to go, but it looks like hopefully we can end up with a good day.
Counting caution laps, are you good for a green-white checkered?
Yes, sir. We're good to go.
That'd be a yes. Mike?
Can't minimize the importance of this restart right here. The race may weigh in the balance, catching up with Brad Keselowski's crew chief, Jeremy Bullins. What's the thought process right now with the 60 and the 54 right behind you?
Well, right now you're just glad you're the leader so you can control the start. SKF Dodge Challenger's been good all day, just trying to maintain track position and get to the end here. You know, 60's pretty fast. You just got to clear the 54 and the 12, so he'll be coming, and it's just a matter of whether or not we can hold him off.
Guys, this team's been in control all afternoon long. They don't want to see it go away here.
All right, thank you, Michael. Let's dial up our in-race reporter, Carl Edwards. Let's talk to him, DJ.
Hey, Carl, Dale Jarrett, you there?
I got you, Dale.
All right, man. We've seen you try this a few times with these restarts. Have you saved your best one for last year?
Better hope so. I've been struggling on the restarts. That last one was really ugly. But yeah, we get another shot at it here. We've got a fast Subway Ford Mustang. It seems pretty good. I am having a lot of fun. That was a heck of a battle with the 54. I got into the 18. I feel bad about that, but I had my nose in there, and it just wasn't enough room for 2 cars. But we've been battling hard, having some fun.
You good with using that nose if you have to on the 22 here?
Well, we'll see what happens. I'd prefer not to. I'd like to be able to just race clean, and but you never know what's going to happen here. Once people start blocking and things start getting crazy, it can get pretty wild. So we'll just go race real hard and see what happens.
All right, man. Have fun. We'll be watching.
All right.
And while you were talking, DJ, we'll let you know that Austin Dillon has come back on pit road. So did the 99 of Victor Gonzalez Jr. And while we're still under this caution, we get a chance to catch up on the number 12 car. How about it, Doc?
Well, crew chief Chad Walter grew up about 2.5 hours from here, so a lot of family, a lot of friends. Went to school at Cornell, about an hour or so away. Big win for you guys if you could pull it off. A lot of people on our team believe your guy has something left and he's saving something. What do you think?
You know, I really think that, you know, over the course of the race, Sam's figured out a few things, and we've gotten the car a little bit more to his liking and balance-wise. And I think you're right, and I hope you're right, Doc. The PPG Challenger's really been running good. Penske's given us really good equipment. And, you know, we've played the pit strategy right. We've put ourselves in position to win. Hopefully we can pull one off.
Got his first pole in NASCAR today, hoping to get his second career win here on first ever on a road course, guys.
All right, thank you, Doc. In fact, let's listen to the radio of Sam Hornish Jr.
Job, buddy. Good job right there, man. I went and explained the deal to the 54, told him it was my fault. We'll talk about it after the race. He's all good with it. Therefore, I couldn't get turned there. You didn't do anything wrong. I knew he was still out there, but for some reason I decided to shift to 4th, and then I had 2 gears to downshift, couldn't turn, and I had a mess going on going into there. If I'd have done it right, I'd had him.
Well, and while we've got a chance, since it's dealing with the 54, Vince, I think you've caught up with Mike.
With Mike Beam, crew chief on the 54. You guys have fought through some issues this weekend. How's the car right now as you sit 3rd?
It's okay. I mean, you know, we've had so many issues. You know, it's just crazy. You know, the shifter balls broke off, you know, probably 20 laps ago. Kyle's doing a great job. You know, he's just sticking with it, and now the throttle's sticking. So, you know, it's we've had so many issues, you know, just losing that engine yesterday and then having a problem there qualifying and starting in the rear. But everybody's done a good job, you know, on this Monster Energy Toyota. So we'll see what we got. You know, proud of everyone. You know, Kyle, he's hanging tough, of course, and it's going to be exciting.
Enough fuel for green-white checkered?
Yeah, we're good for 1. you know, but the way our year's going, probably not, but I like to think so.
All right, thanks, Vince. Kyle is restarting in the same position on the track he did last time when he went 3 wide into turn 1. So we'll wait and see what happens there.
Yeah, it looked like the throttle hung then. I didn't realize it actually was.
That might have been what the problem was.
All right, most consecutive seasons with a Nationwide Series win. Kyle Busch is still winless in 11 starts this season. He needs 1 to tie Mark Martin. He owns just about every other record in the series, but not this one. All right, we've got enough time here as this caution continues. Let's check in with Nicole Briscoe in the pit studio. What have you guys noticed?
Well, thanks, guys. A lot of good impressions about Brad Keselowski, and I know that that's somebody that you're looking at for tomorrow because of his performance in today's race.
Yeah, Nicole, I'm really impressed with Brad Keselowski today. I mean, he's just driving so good, so smooth. I'm watching everything he's doing, his downshifts, the lines he's making around the racetrack. And for that, I've changed my decision for tomorrow's pick, and it's going to be Brad Keselowski to win this Cup race. Really impressed what he's doing.
Yeah, he's been strong all weekend long. He was strong in practice yesterday in the Cup car. Comes out qualified very well. I think you're right. He could be formidable tomorrow. But I'm really keeping an eye on Ron Fellows right now. He is kind of making his way back up through the back of the field. Got to 7th. I think if we get a good restart here and he can get a couple of cars, he can get himself in the mix of this thing.
Sam Hornish Jr. obviously running up front in terms of the points. We thought that this would be an opportunity race. Do you think that there's been anyone that's really taken advantage?
Well, I was, thinking that Elliott Sadler would really be able to take advantage of the day, but it looks like Sam Hornish is going to be the big gainer if we finish up the way it is right now. He has really put himself in position to get a good top 2, top 3, top 4 finish, and then he gains a lot of points.
Now, Brad, I think we really need to talk about Ricky Stenhouse, too. You talk about who's really showing us something, Nicole. Stenhouse has done a good job. I believe that testing he did has definitely helped this young man.
So Stenhouse currently running in 6th, Sam Hornish Jr. in 4th. Before we toss things back upstairs, Joey Logano said, if I get to the back of Carl Edwards, I'm going to wreck him. I'm going to spin him. He's only got 11 more laps. Do you think he's going to get there?
Well, he might get there, but I will tell you, at this particular point in the race right now, the tension's really getting high, and the brakes on these cars are real low. I look for a lot of action down into turn 1 and down into the inner loop, Brad. I think there's going to be some wrecking going on. These guys are about out of patience, and they're about out of time right now.
10 laps to go. Let's throw that green flag, pull them belts tight, get your popcorn, hang on.
There won't be any excitement in these last 10, Marty.
All right, thank you, Nicole. We should tell you that Kyle Kelly, the number 59, got the free pass. He's the 22nd and last car on the lead lap. 16 cars are out of this race. Let's quickly check in with Dave Burns.
In 5th position runs Casey Kane. Mike Shiplett made the call earlier to get him some track position, taking no tires when you put it on lap 51. What can he do with this bunch at the restart, Mike?
Well, the Great Clip Chevy just needs to get a good restart and try to get out front here the best we can.
That's the name of the game, and stay out front too. Marty?
Did not get a good restart the last time.
I think things got a little confusing on that with Casey jumping up there after Jeremy Clemens had pitted, and so it was kind of all happening in a hurry, but he did not. He needs to get up on the wheel and get it done, which he's very capable of.
I'm not sure that either one of them knew who was supposed to control the restart. Keselowski was 2nd, all of a sudden he was 1st, and here comes the 38 moving up on the inside.
No doubt this time it is Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Sam Hornish Jr., Casey Kane, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That is your top 6 as they come down the front straightaway, and we're back to green.
Carl stuck it in there.
Boy, and look, Stenhouse trying so hard on the outside.
And Carl Edwards, he's going to try to take the lead up through, and does.
And he does. And he said if he could get a clean air, he thinks he could stay in front of that 22. Well, we're going to find out.
Well, I didn't see that one coming. I thought you'd actually see Kyle Busch get inside of Carl Edwards and maybe even take 2nd. But Carl power moves to the lead. See all that speedy drive down there.
Everybody makes it through the inner loop. And Carl has opened up a bit of ground on the 22.
Ricky Stenhouse, as you said there, with a really good restart also, got himself right in the mix.
Stenhouse has put himself in the 5th position. Sam takes a peek underneath the 54 of Kyle Busch, decides better.
See if he can do a crossover here and get to the inside of Kyle Busch.
He's trying.
He might be able to get there if he can outbrake Kyle getting into 1.
He's going to have to drive it down in there and lean on Kyle a little bit to get him out of the throttle.
Will he be able to make it go? Yes, he does. And look, it looks like maybe Stenhouse might get there too, and coming up through the S's. Wow, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. just passed Kyle Busch on a road course. Tip of the hat.
Yeah, and he's got Elliott Sadler sitting outside the top 10 right now, so he's got the points down to 14 as they run right now.
The best finish Stenhouse has ever had in 6 road course starts was 8th back at Road America this year, and right now inside the top 5. On board with 4th place Stenhouse.
He's out, the little slips out of the groove at the carousel, though.
Yeah, but in doing that, he got a straighter run off the corner and is able to put some gap back to Kyle Busch once again. So he's in good shape as they come down to turn 6.
I think Stenhouse is going to feel some pressure, though. He's got Kyle Busch right there, and also Casey Kane. And you see that 18 car coming. He's got fresher tires than all of these cars.
This time by, there will be 8 laps to go here on the 2.45-mile road course at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, and Stenhouse will really have to guard from Kyle Busch jumping out and trying to outbreak him down into turn 1. Here comes Joey Logano inside Casey Kane.
And can he make it stick? They're leaning on each other all the way to the curbs and give the position to the 18, Joey Logano.
Logano does have fresher tires because of that spin. They had to come in under that caution and put tires on this car, so that is benefiting him right now.
Logano trying to crack into the top 5 as well, as you can see, is coming up quickly on the 54. And Kyle is still trying to put the pressure on the 6 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., trying to force the young man into a mistake.
You hear the 6 car get up on the rev limiter. Left it just a split second too long in that lower gear. I don't like that being in that position to play defense at a road course in the closing stages. That's almost the worst possible position to be in.
Yeah, almost a recipe for disaster, especially for a young driver just kind of holding his skills. Made a good run off of turn 7 there to get a little distance, though.
Joey's taking another look, this time inside Kyle Busch. Breaks deep into the corner. Here we go again.
Yeah, you can see that this shifter deal is really affecting Kyle getting into these hard braking areas where he's having to downshift also.
Well, his right hand has got to be just plain sore.
I'll guarantee you it is. Just have to see how much it may affect him for tomorrow's race. I'm sure that he'll be able to make it through, but done a great job.
Well, you can see that Joey Logano has now opened up some ground on Kyle Busch. Let's check in with Dave Burns on that 18.
You mentioned the fresher tires. Here was crew chief Adam Stevens before the restart.
Zippo, you got a lot newer tires than these guys. You're going to be able to do things that they can't here coming up. And they're racing hard in front of you. Kyle's dropping back, and he's in desperation mode. So we're going to get quite a few more spots here. I wouldn't put this one past you, Joe.
How about that? Another caution to pull things together here, maybe for the 18 today?
Well, as we go back up front, as you finish up, Brad Keselowski, just a slight tap. And Edwards goes all the way to the wall, and we got a drag race down to 1.
Well, if you're going to draw it up and say this is how you make a pass for the lead, right there it is.
And give the spot back to the 22 of Keselowski. And here comes the cross under move. Up through the S's. Boy, Carl made it work. And he's back in front.
Wow, that's a nice move. I was impressed with what Keselowski did. Setting him up in turn 7 of being to the outside, diving to the inside.
Whoa, and the 3 car, Austin Dillon, has blown a right front tire.
Yeah, this might be that caution that 18 car was looking for.
Oh, yeah, there's debris everywhere.
Oh, and another hit.
Yeah, there goes the fender. Definitely have a caution.
Caution's out for debris.
And
caution's out. We will get this time. We will get this time.
He's got so far to go to get back to pit road.
Yeah, look how violent that is right now.
He was running, had gotten back to the 16th position. Remember, he was a lap down earlier in the race. Let's go back and show you exactly what happened with this fender issue that ended up creating this tire going down.
And they usually don't happen by themselves, so let's see if we're a lot of contact there.
Come on, you're all right. You're all right, keep going. Get cleared up, go on through there.
And then, watch the right.
straight here. Hold it straight.
And if that happens one corner sooner, he ducks into pit road. But instead, he's got to nurse it all the way around the racetrack.
Yeah, he just misjudged, it looked like, on the brakes with the 43. Got into the back of it just at on that corner.
And look what this is going to do to the points as they run right now with just 5 laps to go. Austin's going to lose 2 spots. And this will be the 2nd race in a row that he will not finish on the lead lap. And remember, going into Iowa, he was the only car to finish every single lap of every race so far this year.
We talked about coming into these road course races, how it was a kind of a survival mode for the points leader. It's like Dillon is not going to survive the way he wanted to.
We're hearing now that maybe the 18 of Joey Logano has an issue. Dave Burns.
Marty, as soon as he passed for 5th, he said he started hearing the pings of drop valve or something like that in his motor. The crew checked with him. Did you miss a shift anywhere? Joey claims no. And this is one of those situations where he got the caution he needed. He'll get the track position he wants. I don't think he's going to have the motor to make it to the end. Andy, you said earlier, once these things start, they don't generally fix themselves.
No, they don't, Dave, and that's too bad, because Joey had done a good job. He got dumped, really, by Carl Edwards, and then went in, made a pit stop, got tires, drove his way back up into the top 5. But he's not going to be able to take advantage of it.
Well, we may be down to 3 laps by the time they get this all cleaned up. Let's check in on our race leader, Carl Edwards. What have you got, Vince Welch?
With his crew chief, Scott Graves. First time as a crew chief, and your guys doing a pretty good job for you. You've done all the hard work at this point. Anything left for you to do, or is it all up to him?
No, at this point, we're just sitting here watching, enjoying the show. He had a great restart. We were all talking about it. We've never seen anybody go around the outside like that on a restart here. So he's really driving hard, doing a great job for us.
Any complaints about the car at this point?
No, he was a little tight earlier in the race, you know, but we've worked on that, got a little bit better, and right now it's just it's what he's got, and he's good with it.
Thanks, Scott. Marty?
Scott could be a first-time winner in his first race.
Could be.
No wonder he's smiling. All right, let's go back and show you that last restart that everybody was talking about there.
Carl really drove it, and I think that he had learned some things from previous restarts as to how hard. He'd got in there a couple of other times a little too hard and didn't give himself a real chance to stay up beside Brad Keselowski. This time he was able to, but getting into turn 2 on that side, there's just not a lot of grip there, and Carl Edwards just trusted what he had and stayed in the throttle.
Well, he is our in-race reporter, and he's got some time, so let's talk to him, DJ.
Hey, Carl, Dale Jarrett, they said you were willing to talk to us now?
So we'll keep track of that. Yeah, I got you, Dale.
All right, man. Well, you said you were saving your best restart for that last one. You're going to have one more here, it looks like.
Hell, I got to be able to do that again. So, man, what a fun race. That's pretty cool. I think that Brad's got a little bit better car, but now he's got to start on the outside, and, you know, we'll just have to get a really good restart. Hopefully, scared me. Hopefully he doesn't have to, you know, he's not, maybe he wasn't watching what happened there. Maybe he'll let me go.
Well, you certainly impressed your crew and us up in the booth with that pass. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody take that outside and make a pass there in turn 2.
Yeah, that sounds really good, but I told him I've seen someone do it to me. So it has been done. I've seen it firsthand. But yeah, that worked out there. It's just hard when you're the leader to decide how hard to go into that first corner. And I think Brad went in just a little bit soft. So he probably won't do that again. But man, if we could have another battle like that, that'd be fun. That's what I'm here for, to have some fun. Hopefully we can go wrap this thing up and get a victory too.
All right, Carl. Thanks for a great day and talking with us. Good luck.
Hey, thanks, man.
You want to talk about the history these two have had together? Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards have passed each other for the final lead change 6 times. Keselowski passed Edwards 4 of those times en route to the win. And here we go again. The stage is set.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Carl. I believe Keselowski just was trying to be conservative on that restart. He had the position, had the line. Just a little too conservative when you've got Carl Edwards out there.
I might like where Sam Hornish is sitting right now.
Yeah, he's in a good spot.
Don't count him out of this. We know these two guys in the front are going to give everything, especially down into turn 1. if Sam Hornish can kind of keep things going and keep some momentum, he might find an opening there.
Well, Kenny Hobble in the 75 gets the free pass, and that should give us 23 cars on the lead lap when we go back to green flag racing. While we've got a moment, let's show you our ticket to the race. And we've got a stop coming up next week up in Montreal, Canada. We hope to see all our Canadian friends at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. And we'll be on ESPN at 2 o'clock Eastern. Then off to Bristol, Atlanta, Richmond, Chicago, Kentucky, and on through the month into November when we will be at Texas Motor Speedway. Hope that if we're in your area, you'll come on out to the race. We're quickly going to step aside. We'll get reset for the final showdown. Well, maybe it'll be the final showdown. Let the music pull you in. Boy, it's been an exciting and eventful day at Watkins Glen. Started on the opening lap. That is Ryan Truex getting squirrely through the turn. He collects Danica Patrick. Truex was able to go on, but Danica Day was over, and she is shown in 43rd position.
Yeah, it actually knocked a hole in the radiator and water got out of it and messed up the engine, so no returning.
Kyle Busch went to the rear of the field, started 41st, and has worked his way throughout the course of this race into contention, then broke the shifter, and it seems to be rearing its ugly head. And boy, Austin Dillon has had an eventful day. He had to avoid this spinning car, did not stop going through the chicane there, and then he was penalized. Then he had the tire issue here after some contact, and he has lost a lot of points. And here's Kyle Busch and the 54 as he gets tapped from the 60 of Carl Edwards, and then it gets even a little more physical right here as Carl gets into the 18 of Joey Gallegano and sends him around. Then Sam Hornish Jr., our pole sitter, went wheel to wheel with Kyle Busch. And then the last restart, watch Carl Edwards.
That's this scenario a few times, but like Carl had kind of gathered himself and understood what he needed to do, how hard he needed to get down in. He thinks that maybe Brad was a little too conservative there. It helped him out.
Either way, Carl Edwards makes a big-time move to take the lead up through the S's.
Boy, and that outside, I don't care. That's a lot of courage. All right, so here we go as we get ready. It will be Carl Edwards on the inside, driver's right. Brad Keselowski alongside. Sam Hornish Jr. will be in row 2 along with Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who's had a great day. Kyle Busch, Casey Kane, 5th and 6th, Ron Fellows, and Paul Menard. Then Joey Logano and Brian Scott. That is your top 10. Get ready, because we'll have 2 laps remaining when we go green.
Green, green, green.
Sam Hornish really spun the tires on trying to get going.
And here comes Kyle. But Carl's going to be first to the corner. Sam lights him up.
Whoa. Sam's got the inside spot on Brad, but can't make that stick.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. there in the 6th car in 4th. Kyle Busch running in 5th. But Carl Edwards got the restart he wanted, guys. Heading down for the inner loop. Brad's able to close a little bit of that gap. Sam Hornish Jr. doing a fine job. He's maintaining that 3rd position. Stenhouse also right there in 4th. Heading for turn number 6. It is still Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski. Keselowski as Carl goes a little wide.
Gonna try that high side here out of turn 7. Don't see this happen much.
Oh, and man, right up against the wall. White flag,
I think, got against the wall coming off 7.
White flag is out, so 1 lap to go.
And you got to get it, because anything can happen that could create a caution flag here on this last lap.
Sam gets up over the curb, so does Stenhouse.
Carl gets a big run up through the S's.
Boy, Hornish is driving the wheels off that 12 car. Coming down the straightaway, heading for the inner loop. Edwards has opened up a sizable gap. Keselowski in second. Hornish third. Then is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Hornish all over the 22. Remember, these guys teammates.
Yeah, does he dare put the bumper to that 22, try to pick up another spot?
Heading for turn 6. There's only 2 corners left. Carl Edwards makes the corner easily. And boy, what a welcome back to the NASCAR Nationwide Series. The former champion is going to win here at Watkins Glen.
Great job, guys. Yeah, awesome job, Carl Edwards. Awesome job.
His 38th career win. His first win at Watkins Glen in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and the first for Roush Fenway in the Nationwide Series at the Glen. Let's check in with Vince Welch. I think he's got a very happy crew chief.
Hey, this crew chief thing's not so hard, is it? You're 1 for 1. Congratulations. What's the takeaway from your first experience as a crew chief today, other than obviously that you won the race?
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to be in this spot, to have this opportunity. I got to thank Jack Roush, Robbie Reiser. I mean, they all gave me the chance to do this. They believed me to do it, and I'm glad I could come through for him today. It's amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Scott Graves, the winner in his very first role as a crew chief.
Hey, Vince telling me he might want to consider retirement. That way he'd be batting 1,000. Great job by Scott, especially when you think about the fact they had 1 practice lap, and that was in the rain. Came out, did 4 laps of qualifying, and then ran this race.
But you know what he did have?
Carl Edwards.
Carl Edwards.
That's right.
I'm telling you, that was amazing performance.
Yeah,
driving performance out of Carl Edwards, because I don't think he had the best car today.
Boy, a lot of great drives today. We mentioned, you know, the veterans in this field, like Carl, like Brad Keselowski, but how about Sam Hornish Jr. in 3rd, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in 4th. Just tremendous runs by both those young men.
Yeah, and even back a little further, Justin Allgaier, who had to make a later pit stop, got tired, drove his way back to 9th, and Brian Scott in the 10th spot for a good solid run.
Seen this for a while. Hasn't forgotten how. So as Carl gets back in the car, I was wondering if he was going to go up into the stands, but it looks like he's going to head for victory lane to celebrate with his winning crew chief, Scott Graves, and the rest of the team. Let's take a look at the unofficial results, and you can see behind Edwards, Keselowski, Hornish, Stenhouse, and Fellows, Kyle Busch, Casey Kane, Paul Menard, Justin Allgaier, and Brian Scott. And let's check in with Brad Keselowski. How about it, Mike Massaro?
A solid run. That's the way you described it as he got out of the car. 2nd place, but I know you wanted so much more. It looked like it came down to those final restarts. What happened there?
Yeah, it's just good hard racing. Nothing wrong with that, and restarts are your best chances to make a pass. We definitely had one of the best cars today, if not the best, and I'm proud of everybody on the Discount Tire SKF team for that. It's a lot of fun when you have fast cars, so learned a lot. Just a great day. Kind of feel like I gave away a little bit of win, but I'm banking up nice guy points on that. When the chase comes, look out.
You can put those nice guy points in the bank, Dave.
Ricky Stenhouse put a few points in the bank today. It looks like, Ricky, you guys did exactly what you needed to do. A win would have been nice, but you maintained.
Yeah, that was fun. The Seago Boost Mustang, the guys did an awesome job, giving me a great car. Billy Johnson was a huge help, you know, keeping my brake, you know, talking through me before the race, trying to keep my brakes on and watch out for the things to do. Ford sent me out to the Miller Motorsports Park to do some road course testing. Just a really big group effort. Had a lot of fun. I hope Carl's been practicing his backflips because, you know, it's been a while since he's done it off a Nationwide car. So hopefully he's been practicing that. But it was a cool win for Subway. EcoBoost got the top 5 in a road course for us. That's huge. So I think Nationwide Insurance, NALS, Cargill, everybody that helps us out. That was a lot of fun.
Great run to 4th today for Stenhouse, and he moves up a spot in the points. Doc?
Talking about moving up a spot in the points, a career best right now, 3rd place in the point standing. Sam Hornish, what a great effort. Take us to the last restart. Defense on the 54, offense on your teammate Brad Kay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a difficult restart there. I felt like Carl slowed down the restart quite a bit, and I was about ready to go. I went a little bit and then had to get back out of it, and then Carl went, and it just was one of those things where, didn't have, had to make sure that we didn't give him the bottom line, because I did that earlier in the race, and Kyle made me pay for it, and then it took me forever to get back around him. So I had to try to play the smart as I could there and make sure that we didn't give ourselves too many problems. But racing there with Brad and Carl, Kyle pretty much all day long, feels good when we can go out there and do that. The PPG Dodge was really good. Really thankful with what the guys at the Penske shop do, what they give us for cars, and really the engine shop today, because I actually had a little bit of a brain fart and made a mistake on one of the shifts, and I didn't know if the engine was going to make it all day long, but just hats off to those guys and what they do, and just really thankful for Nationwide Insurance for giving us this opportunity, and wish we still had the Dash for Cash going on. It'd been nice to get another $100,000.
Good run for Sam. Mike?
Catching up with Ron Fellows, who, with some maneuvering on the last lap, cracked the top 5. Another strong effort for you here at Watkins Glen. How would you assess it?
Yeah, thanks, Mike. First, got to thank Canadian Tire, AER, Hawk Performance, all the guys at JR Motorsports for this Chevy here today. We made some ground on the last couple of cautions. I didn't think they were going to help us, but in the end, we managed to bag a couple of spots. I got going through 2 on the last lap there on that restart was 3 wide in the middle, and just we managed to squeeze through, and that was kind of the difference, and then got Kyle at the start finish. So good solid top 5, but not what we wanted in the end, but hey, we had fun.
5 car finishes 5th, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Let's head for victory lane, because the celebration is about to officially begin.
Subway sandwiches, Gatorade. He's got a full meal. You've earned it today. Congratulations on the win. A good restart with 2 to go, but then coming to the white flag, Brad really got up on you and challenged you. What happened?
I hate to admit it, I missed a downshift in turn 6. He was so fast through there all day. That was where he was beating me. And I thought, man, hey.
Good job.
Good job. Good job.
I was hoping you practice your backflips.
Yeah, it was a little ugly.
Good job.
And so I went in there extra hard, and then I got turned, and I missed my downshift. And he got next to me, and man, that was a heck of a battle. He raced me really clean. I had a lot of fun racing him and Kyle the second time around. The first time Kyle and I didn't race so well, but I got to say sorry to the 18 guys for getting into to Joey. But this is huge for us, for Subway, Ford, Fastenal, all the fans, Kellogg's, UPS, Aflac, all of our sponsors. It's nice to be in victory lane.
How good is it to be back in the Nationwide Series? I know that you enjoy racing in this series. Your first time back, you win the race, and welcome back.
I'm glad to be back. Oh, look at that fell down. They probably have insurance to cover that. It's good to be back. Everybody is so nice to me over here. I've had a lot of fun. Scott Graves did a great job. But I just cannot say enough about Ford, Subway, Fastenal, all these guys for giving me the opportunity to do this. And Jack Roush. And happy birthday, Kenny. My brother, it's his birthday today, and just a fun day.
Carl Edwards wins at Watkins Glen. Marty?
Kenny, translated into something big tomorrow. Final thoughts, guys?
Well, if he was looking to help his Sunday performance, can't do it any better than that going to victory lane.
Yeah, it's got to help his attitude and confidence going into tomorrow. I think it's going to be pay big dividends for him.
Next week, we go to Montreal for another road course race, the final one of the year for the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and there won't be as many of these Cup guys making the transition up there, but there will be a few. We'll find out what happens. We hope you'll join us then next Saturday from Montreal. Tomorrow it's time for NASCAR Sprint Cup Series to take the stage here at Watkins Glen. It's at noon on ESPN. Congratulations to our winner, Carl Edwards, as he makes a triumphant return to the NASCAR Nationwide Series, winning here for the first time this year. And yeah, he mentioned it might be a little sloppy, but I thought the backflip looked pretty good. For our entire ESPN on ABC crew, I'm Marty Reed. Till we meet again.
special presentation of ESPN.